What a beautiful mountain. It's just missing one thing.
That's awesome, isn't it? How's it going, everybody? That's video number one. We got a second special video that you guys got to see. It's Jasmine Crockett talking about, hold on. I didn't share it. It's Jasmine Crockett talking about, celebrating the 4th of July and everything. So we'll get into this one. Another great day to be alive and living in America. It sure is. What's up, Lurchlinger? Awesome to see you. American Dringer, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Saw you this morning over at the Council on Future Conflict. Jonathan Marcus is here too. Says hello, everyone. Kofi's over on Kick, hold it down. Awesome to see you. Jay Schwartz, awesome, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Sherry, how you doing, Miss Gatlin? Great to see you. Who else? Neuro was here. Mr. Sneaky Sean, none of your business. Says tell us, Jim. That's right. That's what we're gonna do. So let's see here. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Yes, let's see. Steve Hilliard's here too. Hello, Jim and the Jim Somniacs. I caught you in the beginning of the show. Yes, you did.
Ooh, that hit hard. Now let's get it popping.
This 4th of July, I say celebrate a Black woman that you know, because whether it's an invention that she made or whether it's the very democracy that still hangs by a thread right now, there is a Black woman to thank for her contributions. When it comes to answering the question of what America owes Black women, the answer is everything.
Everything.
When we think about the sacrifices that Black women have made from the moment that we were stolen from our homelands and transported into this country.
Little titty showing through the white tee. You can see the thong busting on my tight jeans. Okay, so my fingers like a nigga.
Look at that hair. Woo.
Got another shorty, she ain't nothing like me. Yeah.
He has to make everything about race. Now, just so everyone's clear, that's her actual words. She said that. This video is artificial intelligence, artificially generated. But she said those words. Those are her words. Those are her words talking about the 4th of July. That was her words talking about the 4th of July. Hey, everybody, what's up? Great to see you. Destroyer says, Halo campaign involved is coming out in 22 days. No kidding. Wow. What about GTA 6? Isn't that supposed to be coming out? I'm waiting on that, right? GTA 6 or is it GTA 7? I don't know. One of the new Grand Theft Autos. I might get that one. What's up, American Dreamer? Great to see you. Yes, those are her words, but that was not her. You thought that was real? I thought it was real until I saw the hairdo, because she's bald, so she wears a wig and all that, so it doesn't have real hair. So that's why I knew that was fake. But there's Bella. And as everybody knows, the goal is the goal is the goal is the goal. The show works on you guys' generosity. So the show is about 2 hours long, unless and until we hit the goal of $100, and that includes everything: YouTube Super Chats, Rumble Rants, becoming a member or gifting memberships on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and Twitch, along with Locals Coins, Cash App, PayPal, Coffee, Ko-Fi, and Super Tips. We add it all up. When we hit 100, we activate an extra hour, and then for each additional 100 that comes in, we activate another hour, so the show could be 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, as long as you want it to be. And then as an added bonus, when we hit 50, we activate Bellavision. There's a little sample of Bellavision there. She's getting rested up, ready for her moves, get on the pole when she gets her call to the main stage. Unless somebody is so generous that they donate $25 as an individual, that could be like a Cash App, a PayPal, Super Tip, whatever, Locals Coins. Or it could be 5 gifted memberships. That would also work. It doesn't have to be all at once. If I see it come in and it's separate ones, like a 10 here, a 5 there, or 2, whatever, I'll add it up. And when it hits, 25, I activate Bellavision. So GTA 6 is coming out November 19th. All right. Yeah, sweet Bella. I feel so bad about them being stolen. We should enact legislation to repatriate them. It's not a bad idea. Maybe they could set up a whole country for them. Call it like Liberia. Lisa Day, what's up? Great to see you. Catherine K, awesome to have you here. Jay Schwartz says, so many inventions by black women. So many. Yeah, so many. Too many to list. We don't even want to get into how many there are. There's so many. Bad signal went out. I'm here. Awesome, Mismo. Awesome to have you. So we're going to jump right into the first news story of the evening. So I don't know if you guys heard this, but the Fed did a new report, the Federal Reserve, and they figured out that housing costs, rents and housing prices went up over 30% because of immigration, illegal immigration mostly, but all types of immigration, not just illegal immigration, but also the H-1Bs and all this other stuff. So they did a report, and we're going to talk about it. All right. In a massive scandal, the Federal Reserve has quietly admitted that Biden's illegal alien invasion surged home prices by over 30%, directly harming U.S. citizens' affordability. Yeah. This comes as President Trump has blocked taxpayer mortgages and housing assistance to illegals. Give you an example of a black woman invention, just one. They invented always being a victim. There you go. Right? No? Hey, CF Rob, what's up? Great to see you. I don't know if Cindy, if that's not the correct one. I don't know. If that's the only one I can think of. If you can think of some other ones, let me know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's a betrayal of our lifetimes. Over 30% increase in home prices. The media should be talking about this 24/7. They should be. Hey, Rob. Yay. What's up? So Federal Reserve working paper suggests Biden legal immigrant wave drove up home prices over 30%. Wow. We're going to talk about this. This is crazy. I know that there's been some areas.
We eliminated non-permanent residence eligibility for FHA insured mortgages. And we are auditing public housing authorities to ensure taxpayer dollars don't support illegal aliens. American dollars should benefit American citizens and American citizens only. By focusing on our core mission, HUD provided a pathway for home ownership and supported housing affordability for more than 1 million Americans through FHA and Ginnie Mae. We also take stewardship very seriously, so we're cracking down on waste and fraud and abuse.
Yep, the
Our Office of the Chief Financial Officer uncovered more than $5 billion in potential payment errors, over $50 billion in total rental assistance for the fiscal year 2024. Oh. And that includes money that went to nearly 30,000 dead people. That is ludicrous. It's ridiculous to even think or talk in such a way. It's a violation of our sacred trust to American taxpayers, and it has to end, and it will. We eliminated
Wow. Can you believe that? $50 billion went to illegal aliens and renting assistance. How many, what did he say? 18,000 dead people? Sarah Good invented a cabinet bed that folded into a desk in 1885. Well, okay. Thank you so much, American Dreamer. Because I was just told by Kofi over here, told me that white women actually invented victimhood. So I have to take that back, that credit. I was giving that to them, but I guess I was wrong. But so Is Sarah Good invented a cabinet folding bed? Is that a black woman? Good afternoon, people. It's 4 p.m. in Southern California. Thanks for being here, Sylvia. It's awesome. 30,000 dead people. Wow. 30,000 dead people. Wow. Wow. Ray, Robert Cavea has rated the stream. Thank you so much to everybody. Wow. 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 If you're never been here before, please consider following the channel, liking the channel, subscribing to the channel, whatever you want to call it, sticking around and checking it out. We do these shows pretty much every night, just about every night, talking about news and politics and things, the current events. What's up, Derek? Great to see you. And, it would be very, very nice if you would, hit the like, subscribe, and follow the channel and all that good business. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is happening here? Wow. Mm-hmm. Raided. Thank you for the raid. Yes. Welcome to the Gavea Membos. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. Yes. Yes. You believe she did a desk that turns into a bed, makes sleeping at work easier. Well, that's awesome. Hey, Shadowings, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. What's up, America First? How you doing? Great to see you. Hey, everybody. Smash that like. Please follow, repost it. Yes. Look at this. We got our first donation of the evening from a gifted membership from American Dreamer. Thank you. Wow. Let's see who got that. It says big mid 3J3T. With a big mid jet, maybe. On a big midget. Big midget, I guess that is. Thank you so much. Wow. Then we got another one from American Dreamer. Patrick 7 received that gifted membership. Thank you so much. Wow. Sherpa. Raid. Thank you. That means right now we are just $88 away from adding a first additional hour and just $38 away from Bellavision. Well, thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Thank you. It's nice to have the stream timer back. Yes, it's good, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Happy Monday, everybody. Congratulations to the gift recipients. Yes, thank you, American Dreamer, for the nice gifts. So we'll get into this. So we're going to get into this story. It's a good story. I hope everybody likes it. So like Kevin Storbo says here that Americans can't get mortgages because they don't have the right credit, but H-1B visa holders can come over and immediately get approved. Do you get it yet? Look at this. See this? Look at this. Mortgage for H-1B visa holders, a short, clear pathway to homeownership. How to qualify, no U.S. credit. I had a fantastic experience with the Dream Home Mortgage Services. The process was seamless from start to finish, and everything was clearly explained at each step. The team, specifically Mr. Hussein Panawaji, was extremely helpful. H-1B visa holders can secure mortgages with little or no U.S. credit. Explore the best mortgage options. So when people want to know why our Mohammed Jihad, that's right. When people want to know why our housing prices are outrageous, why no one, people are complaining they can't get mortgages, kids think that they'll never be able to own a home. This is why, folks. This is why. Because we're giving mortgages to people that shouldn't even be here. Hey, Gigi's mom, great to see you. Hope you have a great evening too. Thank you so much. This pisses you off. It pisses me off too. It should piss everybody off. Vote accordingly. BP's already rising. I had no idea this was happening. Oh, yes, I know. It's out there. So they can secure mortgages with little or no U.S. credit. Those with established credit have access to all options available to citizens. This is because H-1B has loans backed by the government, funded by the American citizen. We've been using our own tax dollars to pay foreigners to make our mortgages unaffordable. Look at this. Here's the loans. Look at FHA loan locks to immigrants without permanent residency, including H-1B visa holders. Look at this. Look at while Biden was president. Look at this. Look at how it was like this. It was always like this, over just under 1% share of FHA loans, 1%, under 1%, under 1%. Biden comes in and it goes all the way up to almost 5%. Until all of a sudden, the first full year after the FHA ban, boom, back down to below less than half of where it was forever. I mean, That's what they were doing. That's what they were pricing us out. Pricing us out. That's right. FJB. Stop all immigration moratorium at least 1 year. 1 decade, I'm sorry. They give the H-1Bs like a 1% interest or less loan. That's how they own so many gas stations. Yeah. Well, they also give the people, like, here's the thing. If you're a new immigrant, this has been going on since like the 70s. That's why for the longest time, it was always like Indians or other people own gas stations, own 7-Elevens, own Dunkin' Donuts, own grocery stores, different people that came in because they would come in waves. And then you get like, you open a business and then you get like, you don't have to pay taxes for like 7 years. And then you can give the business to a different family member and then they don't pay taxes for 7 years. So it's like this circular thing where they own it for years, then they give it to their brother, he owns it, they give it to their cousin. It's like a nonstop thing to not pay taxes, yet we're all paying taxes and supporting this. Can you shorten the chat timer for new subs? My friend said she had to wait 5 minutes before she could chat. Oh, okay. It was, well, yeah, okay. I mean, I can shorten it to 1 minute, I guess. All right. Yeah, give me a second. I can shorten it to 1 minute. There we go. All right. Should be 1 minute now. Sorry. Just 5 minutes was the thing that it goes on standard. When you just turn it on, it just goes right to 5 minutes. So, do we really want legal immigrants owning property in this country? No, we don't want any immigrants owning property in this country. If you're not a green card holder, or like, I mean, because let's face it, a lot of the problem too, like the reason Florida had a big spike with property values that before the crash back in like the areas in the 2000s are different because people from foreign countries will come and buy properties or vacation properties, and then they drive up the prices. And what they do is it's because of the difference in the money. So they wait until they buy it when their like euro or whatever is higher than the dollar, so they can get more for the money. And then once the dollar advances past the euro where it's more profitable, they sell it so they get more euro. It's like they're using our property to hold money and then boost it up. It's crazy what they do. And they play like a what's it called? Like a arbitrage with the money. Yes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Only citizens should own property. Yes. China buys plenty of American land. They sure do. Citizen only, please. Yes, I agree. I concur. All righty. Yeah. Look at it. In California, you can register 42 fake hospices in a single strip mall and bill Medicare $8.9 billion in fraudulent claims. Yeah. California's response: criminalize the journalists. Yes, that's what they do. Like John Lott says, if you guys don't know who John Lott is, you should really check out John Lott. He wrote a lot of good books about guns and how more guns equals less crime and stuff. He's a great researcher. He has all the facts. If you like protein and you like meats, then you should check out King of Biltong over at www.biltongusa.com. If you use promo code Jim, you'll save 10%. Those 8-ounce bags make excellent gifts. I prefer the peri peri, or if I'm really in the mood for some spicing it up, I'll do some Ghost or some Reaper. But, you get what you like. They have everything you can need. And they also have a bunch of other snacks and cakes and candies and gifts and different things you can get from around the world. But the Biltong is all 100% USA made, from USA beef, Wagyu, and Angus. So check them out, www.biltongusa.com. Don't forget to use promo code Jim. Tell them Jim sent you. Save 10%. DEI has reached the mortgage sector. Yes, it has. Immigrants should only be able to rent hotel rooms or motel rooms. Okay. I need to grab some hydration. Be right back. All right. Well, you do that. Get one for me. People on welfare shouldn't vote. I don't disagree. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Look at this. Biden's illegal immigration surge triggered a 30% rise in home prices, 20% rise in rents. Is this a big surprise? You let in 20 million illegals plus unusually large number of legal immigrants, and demand for housing increases. Yes, it's no Biden era legal immigration drove up housing costs. I mean, it's no people with 85 IQ too. Yeah. Democrats in Minnesota gave zero interest loans for smellies a while ago. Non-citizens have more rights than Americans. Get out. Go on, get. Same thing. Federal Reserve paper suggests that Biden's illegal immigrant wave drove up home prices over 30%. Wow. Well, Mayorkas probably did more damage to the United States in 4 years than anyone in history. Sorry, off topic. USA got their soccer star back. Trump called for an appeal. Yes, I saw that. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 5. And that means right now we are just 5, 6, just 83 away from adding a first additional hour and only 33 away from Bellavision. But if American Dreamer just happens to give another like $3, then that would be Bellavision because she's already given the full, $17. So if she gets 3 more, that's Bellavision. When I was a mortgage broker, minimum credit score was 620 and a ton of paperwork, including driver's license, social security number, tax returns, bank statements. Every deposit was scrutinized by processing before finally getting underwriting. Yeah, I know what you mean. Hey, what's Scott? How you doing? Please subscribe. Ring the bell. That's right. That's right, man. Tired of non-citizens being treated like first-class citizens. You ain't kidding. The theft of our money really pisses me off. It could have gone for much-needed infrastructure, even high-speed cross-country rail. Could have went for all that stuff. It really could have. Yes, thanks for the dono, Boop Chakalaka. Tired of non-citizens being treated better than citizens. You ain't kidding. I am too. Can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Oh, here we go. To be fair, prices skyrocketed under Trump during COVID. Yeah, prices did because that was all the money that was passed out, though, Class A. Thank you for the 5. That's because they pumped a whole bunch of money in. It wasn't just when Trump, it was after Trump left, too. They kept pumping money in, giving people free money and basically paying people not to work, all the PPP loans, all the fraud, the people buying stuff. I mean, that's why prices went up. It's supply and demand. During COVID, also, things weren't being manufactured. It was just buying up the supply. So it really drove up prices. But thank you for the 5. With that 5, that means, folks, we're now just 78 away from first additional hour and just 28 away from Bellavision. Thank you so much, Class A. And companies buying homes. Yes. Companies buying homes. Yes, that's a problem. I believe they're trying to pass a law right now to ban certain size, like companies like BlackRock. I think they're working on that right now to ban like big corporations from buying single family homes. I believe. Good evening, my fellow anti-communists. Well, great to see you, not that Karen. It's always great to have you when you're here. We're so lucky to be living this amazing time when Trump is president. Prayers for Republicans to elect the next great president. I hope so. So Biden-era illegal immigration drove up housing costs, Fed economists say. Another black woman inventor, Sarah Boone, created the modern ironing board. So what was the first one? The modern ironing board. Well, that's awesome. Okay, the modern ironing board. What was the other one? The roll-top desk. We should give them all credit for what they did. That's great. Captain Z says, I had to call Social Security. They ended up talking with a guy with a heavy Indian accent or Middle Eastern accent. Yeah. See, what I do, where's it at here? I know I saw it here somewhere. What I do is I call and I pretend that I'm Indian, and then they put me on the phone with American. I trick them. Tricks them. Sarah Good. So Sarah Good and Sarah Boone. Are you tricking me? Sarah Boone? Commies need their mommies. Yes. Wasn't Sarah Boone? Wasn't that the name of the woman that put the guy inside of a? What's a girl? Wasn't that Sarah Boone put the guy inside of a suitcase and he died? You are black, Jim. They won't fall for it. Okay, my bad. Interesting fact: Donald Trump's would-be assassin donated to BlackRock. Yeah, and he was in a BlackRock commercial too. Thank you, Jim, for the kind words. Your unbiased reported news is greatly appreciated. Well, thank you. Suitcase, right? That was Sarah Boone that put him in a suitcase. Is that what? Yes. Okay. So does that what she's talking about with create the modern ironing board? Is that what you're talking about? Is that? I don't know. Hey, a series of bats. Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, I love you too. Thanks for being here, Casper. Dr. Gladys West helped build the foundation. What is our GPS system? Yes, that is true. Mm-hmm. But everything we use, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and all that stuff was invented by a woman named Hedy Lamarr. Not Headley, Hedy Lamarr. Biden-era illegal immigration drove up housing costs, a Fed economist find. Yes. You can't sell a house, searches for higher now than before. Let's see. Market data shows there are more buyers, home sellers are more stressed now than in 2008. they have hundreds, if not thousands, of these nut jobs on retainer. Yes. Let's see.
If you're struggling to sell your house right now, just know you're not alone. Google searches for can't sell house have reached a new record, and they're now higher than they were back during the 2008 housing crisis. High home prices and mortgage rates have kept a lot of potential buyers on the sideline. All right, so fine. Marcus, a lot of people are searching this phrase. Does it tell you that the housing market is as bad as it has been over these past many years, or are you seeing signs of life? Don't worry about the search results.
It's not a rate issue in my mind. It's an issue of, if I sell my house, how buried am I in it based on my mortgage? Am I going to be able to pull out enough equity, and am I going to be able to move somewhere else? And am I going to have enough equity to close on somewhere else? And you hear people all the time say, I can't sell my house now, even though I'd make a couple $100,000, because I don't know where I would go. I don't know what I could afford. I think the gridlock is a function of, where do I go? 1, 2, what is my mortgage? 3, do I have a delusion, I think as Dagan was saying, around the elasticity curve? And if I just drop my price, would I sell it? Some people can't afford to drop their price.
But can't sell my
Hi,
house.
Jules. Great to see you. Thanks for being here.
You that if you're thinking about going from one to the other, can't sell my house searches means there's more and more people out there who would like to sell their house, right?
Yes.
I mean, and that's an increase in supply that should have, from a buyer's perspective, a positive effect on price.
But they're delusional about price. You can always sell your house. There's going to be somebody out there who would buy it, but you've got to drop the price until you can move it. If you're in an emergency situation where you have to dump it and get out of it, or if your lifestyle has changed for whatever reason.
Well, it has happened in some places, Scott. Some areas have noticed like rents decreasing. Like rents have dropped in some areas because of the number of illegals that have been removed in certain areas. Blue cities, it's been kind of lagging, but there's been some blue cities where they like some of these places like California, like California and New York and stuff, where they can't get U-Hauls to get out of the state, whatever that was happening, where people are like, oh, we can't rent them. There's none available to get out of the state, U-Hauls and stuff like that. But yet their prices weren't dropping. That was telling you that there was more people pouring in, like illegals and stuff pouring in, buying it up. Yeah, DFW home prices have started to lower and rents are going down. Yeah, it's gonna lag a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit of time for it to like catch up, like, because it's gonna be, people are gonna have to have stuff sitting empty. But before they're gonna lower rents, it's gonna have to sit empty for like a 3, 4, 5 months, and then they'll be like, oh, we gotta lower the rent for whatever reason. Yeah.
And you can always sell it. So I get a little frustrated by this can't sell my house, because it's like, what does that mean?
It means won't sell my house.
It means won't sell my house, or can't get the price that I want from it for it, which seems sort of silly to me.
So, okay, Dagan, I'm just going to throw into the mix the kind of the ban on investors that have been in the legislative sphere lately. President Trump has talked about it. Some people see that as like a demand side help to allow individual home buyers. Take that on if you want to, but aren't there also some things we could do on the tax side to make things a little bit better? Now,
no.
On capital, Dagan,
what?
I want you to consider.
The answer is no.
On capital gains that sellers pay on their homes. Just
You
drop 'em a little bit.
already get a capital gains tax break on
but
home sales.
on certain homes.
No, on like federally, like the first, how much is
If you reinvest it, you're fine.
Right,
If you're
but you-
doing it to flip and make money, you pay it.
but you don't reward flippers.
Or a multiple property situation where you
But
don't
those are
have
the
home
people
sale.
who are being multiple properties. Aren't those the boogie people?
Well, I'm not trying to complicate this. I'm just trying to come up with solutions.
I say-
Boogie people.
I
What does she mean, the
say-
boogie people?
No on taxes, on incentives from the government, because home ownership is already $250 billion subsidized industry investment. We as a nation, as taxpayers, subsidize home ownership more than we subsidize family formation and children. in terms of dollars.
Don't look at me,
I'm coming.
Brian.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something when Rumble does that. I don't know why Rumble does that. It does it to me all the time. I'll be watching something and it just stops and kicks it out. I don't know what the deal is with that. I really don't. I don't understand it. I don't know how Rumble works like that sometimes. I thought boogie only meant party. Yeah, I didn't know they said boogie. Like, I don't know what they meant by boogie. But no, it means they can't afford to sell the house because they got an ultra low rate during COVID, and now it would cost them more to sell it because of interest rates on a new loan. There's a lot of people that are stuck like that. They're like, I got too low of a rate. The rates are too high. They're over 6%. I can't afford a mortgage right now at 6% to sell my house and buy another house at 6%. It's crazy. Yeah, that's true. LA City had a ginormous rat infestation for years. Yeah.
I'm putting the ball
Do
on
the
the tee
math.
for you
Don't
next.
you want to
The-
know geographically where those
subsidized-
searches are
These
coming from?
subsidized mortgages. I'm not done bitching about the subsidy of the $250 billion.
I was hoping you
plus.
were, which is why
The Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they're actually buying more mortgages for their portfolios.
That's true.
That's a subsidy. It's $200 billion. That's a subsidy, cheaper mortgages, tax breaks, mortgage interest deduction. I digress. And there are breaks on property taxes as an example in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
The one issue is it is psychological. If you're sitting on a property and it's like, this is my price, you got to hit my price.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily based in math.
All right. Well, I don't know. She's talking about she wants people to pay more stuff for houses. She's nuts. A new Federal Reserve working paper found that the record surge in illegal immigration during the Biden administration triggered higher home prices and rents. Anybody who's not retarded knew that would happen. That's supply and demand. You let a whole bunch of more people come in to compete for those houses, for those rents, for those apartments. Yeah. The findings arrive as immigration remains a polarizing political issue. Republicans argue former President Biden's border policy strained housing and public resources. They did. While Democrats say immigration helped ease a labor shortage. There is no labor shortage in the U.S. There's a ton of people that aren't working. Yeah. By all means, continue to tell us how they steal your substance. Yeah. So the key strategy for red states are using to lower housing costs revealed. Yeah, get rid of the illegal aliens. The paper published by the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas combines immigration court records and government administrative data to measure how the unprecedented wave of illegal immigration between 2021 and 2024 affected local labor and housing markets. It also lowered wages because by getting more people willing to take the jobs for less money, they can pay less. Many houses for sale in my commie state. Almost every third business downtown is out of business. No jobs for buyers here. Business exodus happening. Well, that's what happens. Businesses go and then there's no money. Sylvia's and gruesome Newscomb has banned the anticoagulant rodenticides. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Newscomb banned the anticoagulant rodenticides, which is the only thing that keeps them under control. But they can be used at vineyards. Who owns vineyards? Gavin Newscomb. Go figure. Yep. No labor shortages. Yep. Democrats making up lies for their propaganda. Yeah, there's no labor shortages. There's not. There's not. I mean, there's no jobs available for the 18-year-old kids right now. There's no jobs for them. Authors caution the study is a preliminary draft circulated for a professional comment and does not reflect the views of the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas or the Federal Reserve System. Well, of course not. They're going to come out and say that, immigration is great. Diversity is our strength. It makes us stronger. Researchers found the influx of illegal immigration boosted employment with little measurable effect on wages, but significantly increased housing demand. I would think it caused wages to go down. You can't increase the supply of labor without lowering the cost of labor. That's everything. That's how everything works. It's like this push-pull. If there's a shortage of workers, they have to pay the workers more money to keep them working. If there's a glut of workers, then they don't have to pay them. They can just get new workers. A 1% increase in unauthorized workers relative to a local labor force corresponded with roughly a 1% increase in overall employment. With no evidence, the immigration surge reduced average wages. I don't believe that, because a lot of them were probably being paid under the table. So for every job, here's the thing, every job taken by an illegal alien is a job that would have been an American's. It's a job that would have been paying taxes. FICA, state income tax, all the other stuff. All right. But it's not. Retirement benefits, it's all, people come in, they use a stolen Social Security card. They put down, 9 or 13 or whatever dependents, so they don't have anything withheld. And then they don't, nothing. Or they get hired as a contractor and they say, no, I want to be paid as a contractor. So you just pay me as a contractor and I'll take care of everything. And then they don't do anything. Sweet Daydream says, hi, family. Hi, Bella. My favorite cat. I never see Frisky. Frisky made an appearance the other night. I'm trying to think when it was. She popped on my lap. I think it was with Joe, when I was with Joe on Thursday. I know firsthand the vast majority of illegals are paid cash. Yes, that's how they do. The same 1% increase, however, associated with a 2.2% rise in home prices and a 1.4% increase in rents. So for every 1% increase in illegal aliens, increased 2.2% in home prices. So home prices went up 30%. So what does that mean? We had a 15% increase in illegal aliens? I think we had more than that. I think they don't really know what they're talking about. I think they're still working it out. I got real good deals at garage sales. His brother was deported and he was selling everything. Well, that's good for you. The problem with the economy, and I'll speak of me, I can actually make more money if I was on benefits than working. I mean, today, that's crazy. It is. It's crazy. The economists estimate that the unauthorized work flows accounted for 30% of employment growth, roughly 30% of home price growth, and 20% of rent growth in the average metropolitan area between March 2021 and March 2024. So 30% of employment growth was illegal aliens. So 30% of the workforce is illegal aliens. That's what they're saying. The 30% of the employment. What? That's insanity. What's up, Finch? Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes, Joe must have a conscience. So the stress these estimates apply to average metro area studied and do not suggest that the immigration was a sole driver of the increase. Oh, they're not going to say it was the sole driver. It wasn't the sole train driver. The paper describes 2021-2024 as an unprecedented boom in illegal immigration. Yeah, no shit. What about also the legal immigration? Citing CBO estimates, the authors say the net unauthorized immigration added roughly 7 million people to the U.S. population before slowing sharply in mid-2024. So they're claiming that only 7 million people illegally came into the country. And they know Biden let in 20 million. So that's 30 million just about came in Biden's 4 years. Think about that. Don't let anybody ever tell you the 11 million or 16 million or any of that shit anymore. They know Biden let in 20 million. Now they're saying they think net unauthorized came in during Biden was 7 million. Hey, Jason, what's up? Good evening. Monday. Happy you think Plattner's going to drop out? He might. If they're illegal, they shouldn't be able to work. Yes, that's right. But they use stolen papers. I believe it was more than 20 million. Yeah, I'm thinking it's 30 million came in during the 4 years, probably 30 million. So that's what I think we're at 70 to 100 million. 100 million, good number. In last 20 years, it's at least 40 million. 20 years, I think it's way more than that. Yes, looks good here, Gigi's mom. Looks good here. We'll see. All right. And then Justin News just says, Federal Reserve working paper suggests Biden's illegal immigrant wave caused a 30% home price increase. Yes, all illegals got to go. Yes. Jonah Finn says, Crooks was one of many students at a teacher's class BlackRock filmed an expose about. The teacher was the only reason he was in a BlackRock ad. Yeah, it's just odd. Don't you think it's just odd? It's like a coincidence. It's like one of them things where he was in a BlackRock ad, and then the guy who tried to shoot Trump at the golf course was in a BlackRock ad. Yeah, America First says we have around 70 to 100 million in the country right now. Yes, I would agree. I think so. Totally, I agree so. What is this? Oh.
Of motherhood. She's a hero. And moms, of course, they want to do away with motherhood and just have...
Wife of Venezuelan footballer Andrea Bella was found in the rubble.
Oh, it's about the footballer that died. All right. So the Dallas Fed says that the record surge of illegal immigration boosted employment while causing a 30% home price increase and 20% increase in rents. Wow. Plattner's going to be their man in Maine. Well, it could be. Could be. It's too late to switch candidates. No, I think they have a couple more days. Someone posted it's either the 13th or 17th or something like that, or it's coming up, but they have time still to switch the drop dead date where it's got to stay. But I hate to say this, but we need to start utilizing cattle cars, load them up. Yeah, well, I mean, some of them rode trains in, so why can't they ride trains out? Just saying. Make it even air. We don't have to have cattle cars. We can put them in air conditioned cars. Everything can just, get like refrigerated cars. That way they're, chilled and everything. Will we see an acquittal for Robinson in Utah? I don't think so. I mean, that would be crazy. Unless they got some activists on the jury. I don't see that. Thank you, Gigi's mom. One of my neighbors is married to a Filipino woman who doesn't have a green card yet. They sold everything they had and their house and are at his mom's before moving to the Philippines till her green card is approved. Well, that's one way to do it. They never talk about the illegals crossing at the Darien Gap. How much for Sweet Bella? Right now for Bella, we are 28 away from Bella. 28 away from Bella Vision. They're throwing him under the bus on this new grape claim. Yeah, it looks like it. Candace is working hard. Candace is a real piece of work, I tell you. Real piece of work that Candace owns. Real piece of work. From early 2021, 2024, U.S. experienced unprecedented boom in unauthorized immigration and an unauthorized boom in authorized immigration. I mean, let's face it, Biden let in 20 million. So followed by a rapid slowdown in mid-2024. Yeah, when they finally realized, oh shit, we let in too many. This is a problem. They're going to kill us in the election. We provide the first systematic empirical assessment of the labor housing market effects of this episode. Hey, look at this. We got a gifted membership over here from Lurch Linger. Thank you so much. That means we are now just 72 away from a first additional hour and 22 away from Bellavision. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's see who got that. It says that Danny717 or Danny L7L7 or Dan L7L7. I don't know. Got them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lurch Linger. And welcome to the JimTellsYou, Danny. I am someone that is prone to believe conspiracies, but I need facts and evidence to back them up. Yeah, me too. TPUSA is running out of gas. There is not TPUSA with Kirk and all the bad press of killing the organization. Well, I don't know. That organization did a lot of good work, so I don't want to see the organization just disappear. I really would like to see I'd really like to see it flourish. It did a lot of good work. a lot of good work. They did a lot of good things at colleges. So we'd like to see them stick around for a while. And continue to do their good work. I mean, I would anyway. Oh, thanks, Gundam. I'll put that on the side. So the total weighted mean increase in housing prices and rents were 22.4% and 22.6% respectively. Putting these together, the average MSA can explain approximately 30% of the total increase in house prices and 20% total increase in rents. We need someone on the collages or the colleges. I think you mean colleges. We need someone in the colleges. That's what Turning Point USA did, and that did it good. So I hope they can get it together because they did good work, man. They really did. Authors caution studies preliminary. So essentially creating a demand shock in markets where supply was already constrained. Candace is walking directly into another lawsuit chopper blade. Yeah. So do you. You just don't believe they have confidence in current leadership. Yeah, colleges. No problem. I got you, colleges. All right. I mean, collages are nice, too. I like a good collage, So I don't know if you... Well, my problems with Candace are accusations destructed everything that Charlie worked for and believed in. Yeah, it's crazy. She's like, she claims she loves him and all this stuff. I think she was like scorned that she wanted to be with him and he turned her down. And so now this has all just been waiting and bitter. That's what I think. Partially. Possibly. Could be. Maybe. I don't know. So yeah. So same thing here, just same story. So Federal Reserve suggests illegal immigrant wave drove up home prices 30%. New York Post. Biden's illegal immigration surge triggered 30% rise in home prices, 20% rise in rents, Fed paper fines. Hey, forward to Bellavision. Thank you. Thank you for the 2. And that means right now we're just 70 away from adding a first additional hour and only 20 away from Bellavision. Yeah. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Exactly your thinking. Thank you. Yeah, woman scorned. Yeah, it's going to be Blandon Tatum would be a good person to do college events. I think so. You know, he'd be good. There's other people, too, that they could get. You know, they need to open it up. Like, what's your thoughts on the FIFA USA controversy? I have some of those stories put aside. I don't know. On Candace? No, I know what you're saying. I don't know. You know, I haven't looked at it too much, but it seems like it was like whenever Trump contacted FIFA, said, take a look at this. It doesn't look like he did anything wrong. It was a bad red card. They looked at it. They had some independent group look at it, and they said, yeah, it was a bad call. So they took his suspension away. And then now some other countries are pissed, and they told him to go pound sand. So he's going to play. I don't know. Andrew Colvette trashed her today. Would suck for her if there were receipts. Yeah, well, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Receipts are always bad. After what happened to Charlie, who really wants to put themselves out there like that? I mean, Charlie's that honestly, that is all on Charlie's security team. That should have never happened. His security team, that security team should be sued. They didn't do their job. Candace went born again Christian to simp play for Kirk's attention. Her anti-Semitism has been an attempt to draw Charlie into her drama. He made the comment addressing her grift, if you remember. Oh, yeah. I'm behind. Maybe you could boogie person if the PC version of Boogeyman. Maybe. Oh, maybe. Caitlin Bennett would do an awesome job. Maybe. Yeah, she's that reporter, right? Right. There's a few people I think could do it. Like, in all honesty, I know people are probably gonna. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that Crowder is the right person, but they need somebody like a Crowder. You know, they need somebody like a Crowder that can then be entertaining. I'm not saying he's the right person because but he's got his own baggage. But somebody like that, somebody like a Crowder, somebody like yeah, I don't know, like somebody who's already somewhat of a personality, but you think Nick Freitas is doing awesome with your point? You say, oh yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, he's a Brazilian referee, has some questionable calls in the past and accusations of cheating. Look her up, Caitlin Bennett. I think I know who you is. I think I know who you're talking about. Does she work for Canadian news? I thought she's a Canadian newscaster. No, or she's the one in Portland, one of the ones in Portland that does the broadcasting. Candace will do anything to feed her clinically diagnosable disorder. Her narcissistic need to be the center of attention, histrionic personality disorder. Yeah, well, this is what it is. It is what it is. I keep looking for Nick Freitas is no Israel fan. Oh, well, you like Caitlin Bennett? Yeah, I think I know who you're talking. Caitlin is Florida. Okay, for herself. Okay, I'm thinking. I swear I could picture her face. She has does she have ponytail? Like, does she curly pony? I don't know. Never mind. I don't want this. All right. So the paper published, the author's site, it's a preliminary thing, and there's an influx of immigrants have caused the rush. It's like trying to fill Rush Limbaugh's spot. Very difficult. Yeah. And she was the woman who walked around her college with the gun, open carry. Oh, okay. Blonde. She has frizzy hair. Okay, yeah. Blonde hair, 20s, long hair, long curly hair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So illegal immigration demand shock. Why your rent skyrocket under? Sorry, wrong Nick, Jim. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, no, I think you're thinking of, Nick. I think Nick Freitas was in the government before or something, maybe. Maybe think of someone else. So, when discussing the cost of legal immigration, it's common to focus on crimes committed by illegal immigration. The Trump administration since 2025 is largely focused on its efforts on the worst of the worst. Ro Khanna pulled his Plattner endorsement. Good, but a little too late, I think. But there are other impacts. Well, at least not at least of which are economic. The new working paper is laying out the economic impact of the waves of illegal immigration. Directly affects many, if not all, Americans. The findings arrive as immigration remains a powerful political issue. Andrew Wilson and Rob Knorr helped Turbine Report USA with some issues. They were instantly attacked by leftists wanting it gone. Is Andrew Wilson, is he the guy that does the Crucible? Because I like him. The Crucible guy? Andrew Wilson, is that the Crucible guy? A 1% increase relates to a 1% increase in employment. The same increase is a 2.2% in home prices. So there, say it's 30% of home price. Yes, that's him. All right. Yeah. I like that guy. There are plenty of Democrats have been whining about the high cost of housing. We've all seen housing effects for ourselves. Don't expect much comment on the Democrats. Roe can't stand him. He's as bad as Jeffries. Yeah. Independence Day rant. Toxic Queen Jasmine lectures. I think I already had that. I think that was did you not see that was the opening thing? Oh, Gigi's mom had a rant. Oh. Look at that. For $1. Put this towards Bellavision. She's a cutie. Well, thank you. Thank you, Gigi's mom. For the $1. Thank you. I was late in sheet. Okay. So what that means, we're now 69. Just 69, dude. Away from adding a first additional hour and just 19 away from Bellavision. Not 190. Thank you so much. Oh. So here's the thing. While the housing spike costs and due to illegal immigration is another good argument for the crackdown, there's a better, simpler argument. It's the law. That's right. It's the law. Just saying hi to everybody, then disappearing. Well, don't do that, Brian. We don't want you to disappear. 69 ref balloons go by. You know what I'm thinking. What's up? Turning Point USA is an international with a big following in the UK. Yeah, it should be. Get some international people. I got to visit a free state for Independence Day. It was like night and day. Nice to see Patriots. I was late and shit. We hate Nazis. We love Nazis. We hate Nazis. Yeah, Democrats are so like back and forth, back and forth. You're thinking of Katie Davis Court in Portland. I might have been thinking of Katie Davis Court. But I think I know who Caitlin Bennett is too. She's shorter, right? She's probably like 5'6", 5'7", maybe. She's shorter, a little stockier build. Not big, but like a little thicker than Davis Court, right? I shouldn't even say that. That's not the right way to say that. That sounds like an asshole when I say something like that. So the Biden administration, as Democratic administration have done in the past, seem to think it was perfectly acceptable to ignore federal laws. That's not how our system is supposed to work. President Trump's administration enforce the law, including border control. We can't ignore it. You mean feisty? Okay, yeah. 4'8". She's had a baby recently. She was larger for a while. Okay, all right. Okay. Oh, look at this for Bella, $10. Thank you so much. Lisa Day comes in with 10. That means right now we're just 9 away from Bella and 59 from an extra hour. Thank you all so much. 4'8". Yeah. Thank you so much, Lisa Day. Why does it keep doing this to me? Nor should we ignore the positive effects of enforcing the laws. Yes. We might know that housing prices have started to moderate. Housing cost growth has slowed. These things don't turn on a dime, but they do turn. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. All right. Now we got this. Graham Plattner. Just in, Democrat Senator candidate Graham Plattner suddenly canceled all his campaign events after reports indicate some damaging info might be dropping soon. Plattner is cooked. Republicans must hold Maine this November and destroy the socialists. I don't. The only way someone's going to beat Collins, they've got to have at least an 8-point lead. If they don't have an 8-point lead, they're not winning.
Fox survey out indicates the Senate race in Maine is shaping up to be a very close contest. Our new poll finds Republican incumbent Senator Susan Collins has a small 3 percentage point lead advantage over Democrat challenger Graham Plattner among Maine registered voters. But among voters who say they are extremely motivated to vote, Plattner leads by 9 points. Fox survey out indicates
by people who say they're extremely motivated to vote. Okay, what does that mean exactly? If people start paying attention, the Democrats always project on us what they are actually doing. The Democrats are absolutely disgusting, bottom-of-the-barrel candidates. He needs to be crushed. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Graham Plattner abruptly cancels all his town halls and his other events as new damaging info is about to emerge. It's weird how they know. Bennett has long curly hair, made news posting at her AR, graduation pics, Liberty Hangout, female Kirk. Okay, all right, I do know. I know what you're talking about now. Definitely know. Turning Point USA registered more voters and motivated them to the polls than any U.S. organization. That's why they took them out. Yeah. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, share, follow, do all the good stuff. Do all the good stuff. It'd be nice if you did all the good stuff. This channel needs to grow more. The more channel grows, the more the channel knows. And that's how the channel goes. Mm-hmm. That's how she goes. And that's how she goes. That's how she goes. That's how she goes. Let's see how many likes we got. Only 70 likes. That means more than half the people here haven't hit the like button. Come on, people. Hit the like button. It's not that hard. Hit the damn like button. We had over 200 people here at one point. One of the chatters has the same answer, Scott. As the answer, Scott, is the answer. Oh, thank you. It's tight until the mail-in ballots get added in. Yeah, we'll see. Jim knows all. I'm trying. I try to not know. I try to just provide what I can. Figure it out. Get it going. Most rhinos and Dems are no different. Well, the difference is who controls the Senate and who gets to do certain things. Scott Pressler. Scott Pressler does a lot of registering votes too, but he's not with Turning Point USA. So he's with a different organization. Different organization. So here's the story about the cancellation of stuff. I know that the stuff broke about what was. So Graham Plattner abruptly cancels town hall events as new damaging info is about to emerge. Is the turtle dead? As far as I know, he's still alive. His wife is in Beijing, China. For some reason, she's been gone for weeks in China since like right after he went into the hospital with a heart attack. So he's probably brain dead. Yeah, and they're keeping him alive to keep voting for him or something. But yeah, it's an issue. It is an issue. Hey, Roselle Jam, great to see you. All the Charlie's videos of him debating college kids were awesome. He never hated those he debated. Yeah, no, he didn't hate anybody. He did not hate anybody. He did not hate anybody. He just trying to change people's minds. That's all. Just trying to change people's minds. That's all you do. Try to change people's minds. Maine Democrat candidate abruptly cancels multiple town hall events per the Maine Wire. Augusta Town Hall canceled. Gorham Town Hall canceled. She ran to Beijing to avoid steel bracelets. Yeah. Probably something going on. Weekend at Mitch's house. Yes. Pressler got help from Turning Point USA in Pennsylvania. Oh, he did? Oh, well, that's good. But maybe Pressler, why don't they just bring Pressler in to do something? He should be they should just bring him in to be like their ground, to coordinate ground game stuff. I would not be surprised if McConnell was on life support and it's being hidden. I wouldn't be surprised either if they're just keeping him alive to prevent like something from being appointed, because if it's like the They can pick a new senator to take his place. Grant Plattner cancels multiple scheduled town halls events. Oh, I swore into secrecy. I can't prove any of this, but I've heard it's real. It's a problem. I think he drops out if it's real because he's already been facing serious financial problems. I doubt this is a smear. The GOP would want him to stay in. On the bright side, there are 3 fully vetted, now unemployed liberals, Democrats who have been given a template on how to run against Susan Collins. I don't know what that means. Grant Plattner won a primary last month. There's only one other person that suddenly disappeared in the middle of the campaign. I wonder if it's similar. No, well, he's not running. Mitch McConnell is not running for re-election. He's done. There's someone else running for his seat. But didn't Mitch McConnell vote against everything Trump wants, even though Trump endorsed him? Well, he's not running this time. Mitch McConnell is not running for re-election. The Turtle's wife is Chinese. Her family's a big shipping mogul, I think. Yeah, no, they're CCP. Yeah, CCP. They're directly tied to CCP. TP Action already does ground game. All right. Hey, Hans, thanks. Plattner has an actual SS death head tattoo on his chest. Yes. Plattner's campaign's been marred by the revelation of his Nazi tattoo. Democrats are still supporting Plattner. Plattner's hiding from the press. One ex-girlfriend claimed Plattner locked her in a room and forcefully grabbed her. Grabbed her by the what? Trump endorsed him because he, at the time, was the Senate Majority Leader. Yeah, that was all back in 2022, right? Yeah. No, 2020. Running up to 2020, yeah. Running up to 2020, yeah. I thought I read Plattner had another assault. He does. A new woman came out. Actually, it's like a rape accusation. Pretty much a rape accusation. So, Maine Dem, hopeful, Plattner, panics, new scandal, bombshell looms. It's Groundhog Day again. Another new skeleton. Yeah. Multiple scheduled town hall events canceled. So let's see here. Let me see if I can find a newer story on this. It's got a whole bunch of people now. You got Ruben Gallego here. Ruben Gallego is withdrawing his endorsement. These allegations of Plattner are troubling and deeply serious. I'm rescinding my endorsement. Let's see who else. Hello, Senator. You don't care about allegations of Plattner. You never did. You still don't care. Grandpa has lots of baggage, including allegations from other women. One more woman got added. Yes, it's a serious allegation, but he has plenty of other disqualifying allegations before, including the tattoo, being a member of the Communist Party, being a DSA member, spousal and girlfriend misconduct. I'm going to place my bet on what actually happened. Democrat leadership got spooked, not because of any particular accusation, but because of DSA backlash threatening to take over their own party. They knew your Senate race is a critical key to taking over congressional control. They either have to spend a whole election season defending what they've backed the communists, or they could take the most convenient next item in a long list of disqualifying in a sane world criteria that you've already racked up. You were and always were the most unworthy person to ever run for Senate competitively. That you got in this far is an indictment of your character of our country. Bring McCarthyism back. Yeah, definitely. The left decided Plattner isn't useful to them anymore. It's all coordinated. It's been very clear that sexual assault or violence against women is a red line. These allegations are very serious and credible. Plattner should drop out of the race. So they're all basically shit cannon Plattner now. They're going to try to force him out. What if he doesn't get out, though? They must already think they're going to be able to force him out. A woman says Plattner, the Democrat nominee, entered her home without permission, raped her while he was heavily intoxicated. So he did a home invasion and a rape. Wow. When they were casually dating. These allegations are serious. So he broke into her house and raped her. So he's like a violent criminal. The Democrat Party just pulled funding from Plattner and told him to drop out of the race. The memo went out. Plattner's done. Wow.
As you're talking to your sources, what are they telling you right now?
Yeah, Aaron, we actually have some significant news that was just released by.
He doesn't see. Here's the thing: the Democrats can just tell him you're done and kick him out. They don't have to. He doesn't have to drop out. They could just give it to the other. They could do whatever they want. I think they could just put. They could just put what's her face in. I think. Another ghetto blocks replaced with an article. All right. Oh, nothing. Oh, okay. I got it. All right. I got it. Thank you. I'll move it over here. Wow.
The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. This is a joint statement between the chairwoman of that committee, Kirsten Gillibrand, and the Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer. Here's what they wrote, quote, "The allegations reported today are incredibly disturbing. Violence, abuse, and sexual assault are absolutely unacceptable. Graham Plattner needs to immediately withdraw as the Democratic nominee for Senate and allow Maine Democrats the opportunity to choose a new candidate who can defeat Susan Collins. The DSCC will not invest in the Maine Senate race if Plattner remains on the ballot." So a very, very serious threat there from the DSCC, saying that if Plattner does not get out of the way, they are not going to help fund this campaign. And obviously that is extremely significant given what you just pointed out. Democrats need to win this seat.
I think they're bluffing.
In order to try to take back
I think they're
the
bluffing.
United States Senate in the midterm
I want them to
elections in
implode.
just
Yeah, let
a
them.
couple of months. But clearly they've
The Democrats are getting behind the communists running now. Yeah. That's what they're doing. Maine Democrats are planning for a rapid convention process to pick a new nominee. If Plattner drops out, a well-placed source says the Maine Democrat Party is considering running a second state convention, nominating delegates, and having delegates elect a new Democrat Senate candidate, Ryan Grimm. John Fetterman just obliterated Bernie Sanders, demanded he apologize for pushing communists like Plattner. Let's hear what the Fettermonster has to say.
Refuse to overlook that, but honestly, I would really call Bernie Sanders to apologize for pushing this kind of predator more than anyone he helped him elect, and now apologize to the victims, especially the woman that she claimed that he raped her. So I don't know why you want to keep pushing these kinds of people. Maybe he should consider set a few out and stop pushing these kind of communists and people. And now people, like P. Hustle, now he has been credibly accused of rape. And that's fairly recent too. That was only less than 5 years ago. Refuse to overlook that. But honestly,
That's right.
I would
Honestly, get them. So, yeah. Democrat leaders may soon not even have whales. Graham Plattner may drop out after Democrats supported him despite allegations. They could now be Richard Riches without even whales to show for their hypocrisy. From Bernie Sanders to Elizabeth Warren, Democrats changed their position from Kavanaugh controversy that we must believe women to we must win Maine. Now figures like Ro Khanna and Gallego are struggling to withdraw their support. So bizarre pattern of Gallego, who claimed complete ignorance of his friend Swalwell's abuse, and now doing the same with Graham Plattner. Wow. Plattner planning to drop out of the Maine Senate race. Report. Oh. Democrats begin pulling their support. Well, yeah, we saw that. Fetter Monster. Here it is. A 41-year-old Wayne woman goes on the record. So let's read what this says from Politico. They won't lie. Believe all women. Yeah. Lamau. So, a woman who dated Maine U.S. Senate candidate Graham Plattner says he forced her to have sex with him. Wow. Wow, that's serious. That's serious business. Mm-hmm. And the woman, a 41-year-old Maine resident named Jenny Rakakot, detailed the allegations. She's not even she's not doing it anonymously. She's got her name out there. That's serious. That's serious. She's got her name out there. That's serious business. Radcock dated and confided in the years after the alleged. Okay, so Politico also spoke with the man she dated and confided with years after the incident and reviewed documents, including emails between Radicott and her therapist, a message between Radicott and an acquaintance whom she warned against getting involved with Patner years before he ran from office. Wow. Gallego knew exactly what Swalwell was doing. Yeah, I think Gallego's in one of those pictures with Swalwell. Doesn't matter. Dems will vote for Satan. Yes, if they have to. Yeah, they will. They will. They sure will. Radicott said she had an on and off again relation with Plattner, who's now the Senate nominee for Maine for the Demon Rats, for more than 2 years before he entered her rural Maine home uninvited one night in late 2021, deeply intoxicated, and forced himself on her while she repeatedly told him to stop. Said she cut off contact with him after telling him the encounter was not consensual. I remember him grabbing my pelvis and being really forceful. I remember the specific moment where I thought to myself, this is no longer my choice. Wow. So he raped her. Wow. Casas Moro says, I don't like Plattner, but I will repeat what I have long maintained. Politically timed sexual misconduct allegations should always be treated as false until there's definite proof. Why wait to bring this until the last minute? It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, they've probably been holding it over his head and warning him. Yeah. Rokana said, I've been very clear. Sexual assault or violence against women is a red line. These allegations are very serious and credible. You should drop out of the race and withdrawing my endorsement. Bernie Sanders says, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure Graham Plattner is the next senator from Maine. He knew Plattner was a Nazi and abuser and stood by him. Well, that's because Bernie's a fucking commie. Commies do everything for power.
I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that Graham Plattner is the next senator from the state of Maine.
Well, there you go. Bernie likes rapists and Nazis. Bernie loves Nazi rapists. None of this was enough for Democrats. Blame rape victims, take responsibility, ask why black people tip, called rural Maine voters racist and stupid, back all cops are bastards, scream fuck these cops, openly called himself a communist, push for armed violence, got a Nazi skull tattoo, SS a Totenkampf, sent 30 texts while married, kept a Kick profile, which is the dating app, called army soldiers fat, lazy trash, bragged he'd rape a man if he broke into his ex-girlfriend's apartment. I'd rape them to show them I'm dominant. But now a new rape allegation serves suddenly to discover morals. No, they're pulling the same exact play they ran with Swalwell. Welcome to the Democrat machine. Protect the monster until it becomes a liability. Yeah. That's what they do. That's how they do. Tucker lives in Maine. Maybe he made a deal. Oh, Tucker's going to run, you think? Tucker's going to run for Maine. Top Plattner ally turns on him. Ro Khanna previously told Fox News that when he asked whether any sexual assault allegation would come to light, Plattner denied it. Communist or totalitarian dictatorship, it's all good with the left. It is. It's the same thing to them. Let's see what this is. Some people are going to talk about it.
Now to Democracy 26 and the highly publicized controversy surrounding Graham Plattner. Over allegations of abuse and many other issues, he is hoping to be Maine's Senate Democratic primary pick this Tuesday to run against longtime Republican Senator Susan Collins in the November midterms. Fox News correspondent Alexis McAdams joins us live from Maine. Hello, Alexis.
Hi, Shannon. Well, Graham Plattner says the controversy surrounding him and his past are just being weaponized against him. And people we talk to here on the ground say they don't really mind some of the things he did in the past, but they think he could be good for Maine's future. His campaign also says, Shannon, that these controversies are actually bringing him big money to his campaign.
As every single piece of that past and journey gets dug up, litigated, and weaponized, you have my back.
This after 3 of Plattner's ex-girlfriends spoke to the New York Times about his, quote, unsettling behavior. One woman says the Democratic Maine Senate candidate twisted her arm and locked her in a room, and also says Plattner knew this chest tattoo was a Nazi symbol, but had it for nearly 20 years. Plattner denies the allegations and eventually covered up that tattoo. Some Maine voters say that's enough. Others disagree. He has a Nazi tattoo on his chest.
He doesn't anymore.
Okay, but he had a Nazi tattoo on his chest. Is it good enough to take it off?
Well, you know, nobody's perfect. nothing good about him. I mean,
nobody's
can't really
perfect.
get into the bad part, but it's like anybody with a Nazi tattoo, and it's not a Bugs Bunny tattoo.
But the bad headlines did not keep California Congressman Ro Khanna away. He came to Maine and campaigned with Plattner on Friday in Bar Harbor, even though, Shannon, he said the other day his red line would be any credible allegation of assault or domestic abuse. Khanna says Plattner deserves redemption.
We need to find some way of saying that if someone felt hurt by Graham in a past relationship, we can listen to them and we can listen to Graham.
Wow.
So Khanna might have wanted to get up on stage with Plattner, but others in the party, Shannon, disagree, saying this disqualifies him from being a Senate candidate.
So I am not going to excuse or say that anything I've heard is okay. I think this is a very challenging situation. He will never, for me, be the face of the Democratic Party, and people in Maine have a very difficult decision to make.
But it's up to the voters here in Maine who they choose. That is going to be coming up here in a couple of days. And Plattner's going to hold a town hall here tonight in Portland. We'll see if he takes questions on these controversies, Shannon.
Yeah.
Well, we know you were on it, Alexis.
Yeah, we know they're on it, Alexis.
McAdams reporting from Portland, Maine. Now to Democracy 26. And
Stop it. So support for them is cratering among Democrats. So the rape allegation, Plattner immediately denied the account, which alleged, Virginia AG candidate even won, even though he posted about the opponent should get 2 bullets in the head and wished the same sentiments for the children too. Demon rats will vote for anyone. Yeah, they will. Yeah, Pete Hegseth has a cross tattoo. Yes. Without God in their party platform, electing Satan is a shirt. Definitely. So which alleged he barged into her home and forced her to have unprotected sex. So why do make a big deal about unprotected sex? Like, would it have made a difference if he put a condom on? Rape is rape, condom or not. I mean, is that like, well, rape's okay if you put a condom on? I don't think so. It's nuts. Trump administration live updates. Graham Plattner accuser tells CNN he apologized while raping her. Wow. Trump accounts for kids. Yeah. Get the latest news from Politico. So the Trump accounts, we're going to talk about this. This is this is the Trump accounts. So.
As an example,
all right.
Everybody said when.
No, we're not going to watch that. That's a different story. That's later. So the Radicot came forward with accusations, told CNN Plattner apologized during the horrific encounter. Trump earlier Monday confirmed a granite helipads under construction at the White House. POTUS rang the bell. Maine resident came forward with the bombshell rape accusations. It was this weird mix of like coming in and out of consciousness, she told CNN, about his drunkenness during the rape. He just said he would apologize in these moments and go back to doing what he was doing. Oh. Where's the interview? It's on CNN? I would like to see her interview. She told CNN. Let's see. They're not going to show it. Where's the video, CNN? CNN doesn't even have the video on their webpage. They just got pictures of her. No video. How can CNN? I can't believe this. CNN doesn't have it either. Oh, well. Oh, well. And we're going to get to the next story. More skeletons in King's closet than his books. Yes, definitely. Why isn't the Big Mouth Stephen King on? Something like that. So we're at an hour and 20 minutes. So we got about an hour left if we don't hit the goal. Right now we are $59 away from adding an extra hour. We're still 9 away from Bellavision. It's like amazing. I mean, look at Bella. Look at, she's so tired. She shrunk down to nothing. She shrunk down to nothing waiting for her call to the main stage. Wow. Trump rings Wall Street opening bell from the Oval Office as $1,000 Trump accounts officially launch. Communists are not rational or logical. Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Children born before 2025 who are under 18 can also open a Trump account, but they are not eligible for the government's $1,000 seed contribution. Oh, wow. It's just trying to justify it. He said nice things when he was raping her. It's all BS. Yeah. President Trump hosted heads of the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ in the Oval Office on Monday to celebrate the official launch of the long-awaited Trump accounts, the child investment accounts that went live on July 4th. As part of the event, officials from both exchanges attended as Trump rang the opening bell. From the White House, a symbolic gesture highlighting the administration's push to make long-term investing more accessible to American families. Like, this is a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing for all these kids. I think so. What's it say? X Money bank account, 6% interest. I bet he wasn't fascinating to talk to. Probably not. Trump celebrates the launch. Here we go. Now,
when the markets open in just a few minutes,
right now.
Oh, Trump accounts will benefit. So ring the bell, Mr. President.
Hey, Alan Sparks, great to see you tonight. Awesome. Pedophile Prophet Muhammad. Hey, what's up? So, under the One Big Beautiful Bill, every eligible U.S. citizen born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028 will receive a Trump account funded with a one-time $1,000 deposit from the federal government. Parents can contribute up to $5,000 annually, with up to $2,500 per year eligible to come from an employer, tax-free. Those contribution limits will be adjusted annually for inflation. Wow. Children born before that who are under 18 can also open a Trump account, but they are not eligible for the government's $1,000 seed contribution. According to projections for the White House, a child whose family contributes the maximum amount each year could accumulate about $303,800 by age 18. With annual contributions equal to half the maximum. The account could grow to about $154,000 by 18 and $555,000 by 28. Billionaire Michael Dell and founder of Dell Technologies was also a guest. He praised the endeavor. Today, every newborn American will start their life with $1,000 invested in America's greatest companies, compounding for the future. But Susan and I didn't want the children who were born just before that to completely left out, so we are contributing $6.25 billion, $250 to 25 million eligible American children born between 2016 and 2024. So that's awesome. So he's donating basically for 8 years prior money. So $250. So that's cool. And I heard there was other businesses doing it too. There was other people I thought putting money in. And to every business leader who hasn't already joined us, please join us. Trump encouraged parents to sign up for the account, referred to them as a miracle. If parents haven't done so already, they're doing so in record numbers. They should go right away to Trump accounts and sign their child up for a free investment saving account. It's, in a way, it's a miracle. Oh. Oops, show, sorry. Okay. Oh. Okay, Trump on the Trump accounts. It's a miracle.
This is a very special kind of a thing that took place. It's, in a way, it's a miracle. Nobody thought it was possible. Think of it. Children that are born without money, without any money, great parents, they can have everything, can be great, but they have no money. They can become very wealthy children at 18, and they can flip it over, or their people can flip it over into other vehicles at a certain age so that they don't take it out. I would recommend they probably don't take it out, but they can have a lot of money, especially if the market continues. Can you imagine if you did this during Trump?
Wow, that's awesome. So That's awesome. So I hope if anybody has kids or grandkids or anything, thinks about Jim's shoes. Okay. I hope anyone who's got kids or grandkids that they're all signed up. You know, they offered it when you did your taxes. They gave you that opportunity. Said you want to sign any kids up. You got any eligible kids, and if they were eligible, they would say sign them up. I hope you all did that because you know, even if you're not eligible for the $1,000 from the government, there's other companies besides Dell. There was some other people I'm pretty sure that were putting money in. I remember there being other people that said they were putting other money in. Like I thought Warren Buffett and other people were doing it too, giving money. You know, like a bunch of other billionaires were putting money in. So, just saying, I don't know. It's not a bad idea. Get it done. So, let's jump to this story. It wasn't really on the list, but someone popped it up, and this was a good, interesting story to get to. So, 562 years in prison. All members of the North Texas Antifa terror cell are now sentenced. 562 years. Wow, look at them. They look like some happy, friendly people, don't they? The 16th and final federal defendant in the North Texas Antifa terror cell was sentenced on Monday, bringing their collective prison sentences to over 562 years. Mm-hmm. The U.S. District Judge Mark Pittman, sentenced Susan Elaine Kent to 6 years in federal prison. Kent had pleaded guilty to providing material support to terrorists for helping a trans ringleader, Benjamin Champagne Song, escape following the July 4th shooting attack on the Prairieland ICE Detention Center. Hope he doesn't wear Crocs. No, I don't wear Crocs. Hey, what's up, Wild Arms 420? How you doing? Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please become a member. Please follow the channel. Please do all that stuff. Please share. Please tell your friends. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow here. We're trying to grow. We think we can grow now. If everybody follows, we can grow some more. Or dun 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 dun. That was just a quick little story. So they got them all. 562 years total. Got them all. Got them all. Got them all. Got them all. They're like Pokemon. Got to catch them all. Mm-hmm. And then we got this next story here. The NASA administrator says we are very much in a space race right now with China.
We turn now to NASA Administrator Jarek Isaacman, who's back on the ground after his 4th of July flyover. Yes, he was one of those piloting one of those jets right there. I think you're going to stand and face the nation history as the first to ever pilot a flyover and then show up for the show. So we appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
I was grateful to participate in such a historic event as was yesterday, and to be here today and talk about such an amazing subject.
Yeah, and that's part of why we wanted you here, because I think we've reflected on the last few months about how Artemis especially really seemed to bring the country and to some extent the world back together to focus on this common journey back into the great beyond. Why, in your view, is it so important that America maintain a presence in space?
Well, I've been lucky to be in space twice and have that perspective and an appreciation for just the scale of it all. I mean, the best way to describe it, like we are understanding our progress on what I think is the greatest adventure in human history is literally just dipping your toe in the grandest ocean of all. I mean, just an appreciation. I mean, we are lucky. We are lucky that we have been gifted a moon that's 4.5 days away as a proving ground to continue to venture out. And we've just begun it all. I mean, all that we stand to learn from a scientific perspective, economic potential. I'll tell you, there will be a lunar economy someday. We'll be mining asteroids at some point. So it's not just scientific, there's economic. There is a massive inspirational component to it. I mean, we talk about the world pausing and watching those Artemis 2 astronauts, right? But how many children were watching, your children, grandchildren that were watching that now want to grow up and contribute to this great endeavor as engineers and scientists and astronauts? I mean, certainly a price worth paying, but it is only truly just the beginning. We barely understand our solar, it's in our solar system, let alone all the other stars in the Milky Way galaxy or all the other galaxies out there.
I want to ask you about a few things facing NASA right now. First off, in the last few days, you've launched a bit of a repair mission with private companies to work on what's called the SWIFT telescope that tracks gamma rays.
Gamma rays
falling lower and lower.
Got to watch out, because without this tracking the gamma rays, we might actually have a Hulk breakout. We don't want to create any Hulks from gamma radiation. The Incredible Hulk.
or closer to the Earth's atmosphere for years. How is that mission progressing now, about 3 days into it?
Well, we're still getting data from it. It is an extremely fascinating mission. It is a rescue mission for a scientific instrument that's up there. So, you know,
doesn't this guy look like Barry Kripke and talk like Barry Kripke from Big Bang Theory? Kripke, Barry Kripke.
past, space was extremely expensive. You'd have to spend a very long time building your instruments, you know, lots of layers of redundancy, which just adds more cost and more delays. And now we can take advantage of the healthiest commercial launch market in the history of America's space program. Lots of different providers that can do things inexpensively, and we can experiment. So we have a telescope or a scientific instrument that's in some degree of distress right now. And for a very low cost, we can experiment with industry to launch a mission to rendezvous with it, dock, boost it, and give it a new lease on life. Now, it's very early in the mission. As you said, it's only been a couple days. We're still establishing comms with it. And it's also very experimental. So I wouldn't have expected it to come out of the gate and be perfect, but we'll learn more in the days ahead. And if it works, this gives us options for Hubble and other scientific instruments.
And it's about a $30 million price tag, which for NASA is affordable, or certainly lower cost than many of the other projects.
Of course,
right?
I mean, you think about something like now,
We're
James
saving
Webb,
money.
it wouldn't be applicable to because it's based out at a Lagrange point. But I mean, that was an extremely expensive, multi-billion dollar, almost a multi-decade mission. Now, instead of replacing it with another multi-billion dollar mission, if you could launch something for $30 million to go up and enhance it, you know, give it a new lease on life, that's money well spent. Now, again, you wouldn't do it with James Webb, but this is a good example of a mission where you could test out the capability, and who knows the value it'll have in years ahead.
In the last century, Russia was our biggest space competitor. In this one, arguably, it's China. And you've warned repeatedly that we may now be in a race with them that measures not in years, but in months. And so it's against that warning. I ask you a few questions now about Artemis 3. You're preparing to take off the next Artemis mission next year. You have had, however, some setbacks. Are you still confident it's going to go off the schedule?
Well, I would just say first, it's not arguably. Like, we're very much in a space race right now, and the Chinese are moving at incredible speeds, and they are certainly capable of doing what the Soviets were not during the first space race. The Chinese will land their taikonauts on the moon. There's no question. The question is, will the United States return before them? And will we do so in a different way this time? Will we build the base, establish that enduring presence? I think the answer is yes. President Trump gave us a national space policy my first day on the job. He gave us a $10 billion plus-up investment, a historic investment in the Working Family Tax Cut Act. That's what allowed us to add the Artemis 3 mission next year. So we are going back. It will be an unbelievable display. Last night's fireworks show, unbelievable display. I'm telling you, in a very short span of time on Artemis 3, you're going to see the 3 most powerful rockets in the world: NASA's SLS, SpaceX's Starship, Blue Origin's New Glenn, and then you're going to have the landers come together in Earth orbit, test out their capabilities, very a la Apollo 9, give us the confidence in our landers for Artemis 4 and
Did he just say Allah, like he's praising Allah? Did he just say that?
28. This is an achievable plan to put astronauts back on the surface of the moon. And in parallel, we're launching missions on a near monthly cadence in 2027 to build the moon base, so we have that enduring presence, that proving ground for Mars.
So the goal is to get Artemis 4 to the moon by 2028. The Chinese are thinking about 2030. Any delay potentially puts us too close to their
what's up, Tim? How you doing?
Well, they said before 2030. I want to clarify. That's why I say this is months, not
Only
years
just
right now.
years.
They are thinking in 2029. We're saying end of 2028 is when we're targeting the landing. That is months, not years.
Elgin
we have
1,
an
USA
achievable
1.
plan. We
What's
have a
up?
national space policy. We have bipartisan support from Congress. We have the best and brightest from around the nation that did this before, and we'll do it again.
One of the issues in getting ready for these next missions, of course, is what happened with Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket a few months ago. It exploded at the end of May. The CEO has acknowledged they don't know the cause yet. They're still trying to figure it out, but they still hope to fly and be able to relaunch later this year. Have you gotten any updates on what happened with that explosion? And is it important to know what happened for sure before they attempt any other launches?
Well, NASA's been playing a role in this from the beginning. So I was on site with the team.
Yeah, me too.
The
I
next
can't
morning
stand
after
him either,
that
but, you know,
setback. I was there with
I wanted
Jeff Bezos.
I wanted to hear the administrator talk about how we're in a space race with China. So that's where he gave the interview.
And their CEO, Dave Limp, on the matter. We've helped provide subject matter experts to Blue Origin. We're helping with anomaly investigation on the rocket. We're helping with pad rebuild. Most importantly, we're helping continue to move the lander along. We can't slow down. Of course, they're going to get their arms around the anomaly. They've honed in already on a potential engine issue. They're going to solve that right? You go back to the late 1950s, early 1960s, you can see YouTube videos of NASA rockets having issues all the time. It's how we learn. No one got hurt in this. So they're going to learn, they're going to fix their engine, they're going to rebuild their pad, they're going to get back to launching rockets. NASA's there to help. And like I said, it's the healthiest launch market in the history of America's space program. We have lots of providers that can contribute. We got to keep the lander progressing and ensure we have the right outcome, which is a successful Artemis 3 mission, and then we land on Artemis 4.
In our remaining seconds, you mentioned moon bases. By 2029, you want to have humans living on the moon for extended periods of time.
Living on it.
Well, I would say starting in 2027, we want to start building the base. In 2028, when the NASA astronauts get to the surface of the moon, there's going to be a buggy there, a lunar terrain vehicle. There's going to be the start of infrastructure. 2029, you're going to have more infrastructure. But I would say early 2030s, the moon is going to be like the International Space Station. You're going to have crews that are there on pretty extended periods of time as we learn in that environment and prepare for Mars.
Lots of money required, lots of work to be done, but we appreciate you being here. NASA Administrator Jared Geisingman, happy 4th of July. Appreciate it.
Your home is where the story of
So Jared Eisman has said the U.S. is in a space race right now against China. The Chinese are moving at incredible speeds. The U.S. is aiming to take astronauts back to the moon, landing in 2028. China's looking to send its own takonauts, whatever that is. Takinauts? Is that like their taco knots? I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Takonauts. Why not just call them China knots? Rice balls. I don't know, something. They're thinking 2029, end of 2028 is when we're targeting the landing. The United States returned before them. We're going to see if we do it different this time. So Isaacman predicted that starting next year, NASA could begin building the base. Wow. I hope so. Yes, I'll time them out for 24 hours. We driving flying cars by 22,000. Yes. My mom's real job was at TI, Texas Instruments, when they only made calculators. Yeah, Texas Instruments was a great company. NASA should form partners with SpaceX, then we'll see goals being met for the moon. Yeah, definitely. Could be. Should be. Could be. Taikonaut. Like TIE fighters? I'm dumbfounded. Me too. Asianaut. Yeah, why not? Something like that. I call it like a slant knot. I don't know. Slip knot. Zip knot. Zip knot. Like zipper head knot. Zipper knot. Call me 4Gs. The good Greg. So early 2030s, the moon is going to be like an International Space Station. You're going to have crews there pretty much extended period of time. And we're going to learn in that environment and prepare for Mars. Why is going to the moon important? Because to go to Mars, you need to be able to launch from the moon, I think, is where they want to be able to launch from. That way you can be ready to go from there. And you won't have to worry about you could bring stuff to the moon and get it all together there and then launch from there, I think is what they're talking about. I don't know. Part of the lunar plans include Blue Origin and SpaceX. Astronip. Yeah, instead of astronaut, Astronip. There you go. Too soon, it will take longer. Probably. They're going to try to rush it, though. They want to beat the Chinese. No one is living on the moon. That's crazy talk. Well, it's crazy talk for some, but, yeah, it's crazy talk for some, but it could be not so crazy talk for others. Astronip is the name of the first lunar OnlyFans model. Ooh, donuts, yeah. We can get there, but launches are expensive. Yeah, well, yeah, they are expensive. But Texas Instruments also made the TI-99 4A. My first computer external storage was a cassette player. Yeah, I had when I was a kid. I had one of those Atom. No problem, Tim. I had one of those Atom computers that was like they had like dual cassette tape decks. There was a game on it called like Buck Rogers in the 21st Century. It was a video game on it. It was like a ColecoVision Atom computer. We had people living on the moon in the 70s, 4 or 5 days, if I recall, even drove a car around. Speak and spell. Yeah, T.I. made a speak and spell. Yeah. They can make fuel there out of the moon's ice and water with electrolysis. Yeah, that's what I think they were talking about. They want to make what it's way cheaper, all your fuel from Earth because of gravity stuff. Yep. What if living on the moon is just living in a shelter somewhere in a secret base hidden from sight? It could be. Going to the moon gives elsewhere, gives people an objective, something to strive for, important to non-believers, less nihilistic ones. Yeah. Gives people something to look forward to. Definitely. And then we got this story here. Josh Shapiro warns that demon rats face a battle over what we believe in after all these communists win. Primary victories. It's pretty warm up on the moon. Is it? It's warm, cold, warm, cold. I know it's warm in the sun. It's cold in the dark. So as long as they stay in the sunlight. One-on-one with Josh Shapiro.
Her district voted for her. But I have profound differences from that particular candidate, based on the citations that you read there. And she's not someone, who seemingly I would agree with on many things or that we share similar values. She ran on the Democratic ticket, I guess, as a socialist. Her voters in that district determined that she was the one they wanted representing her.
Wow. So Shapiro said, Shapiro says Democrats have to battle over what we believe in from the communist socialist Avila Travelers upset win. Wow. Wow. So Shapiro warns over a battle. He said in the Sunny State of Union interview that Democrats must confront a fight over the party's direction. Let's use commies as test pilots. Moonbats love free cars. Yes. They can also use mass drivers to launch ships and other things from the lunar surface. I wonder if they would use, here's the thing, like you saw about those Mercury engines. They have like where you do something where you bombard Mercury and it creates like a, what's it called? Like a constant thrust engine or something like that, where it just constantly keeps accelerating. And they can run for years and years off of, small amounts of mercury, but it's very toxic and dangerous. So you don't really want it in Earth atmosphere. But I wonder if they'll take that to the moon and use that to power the ship to go to the Mars, like, because you're out in outer space. So it doesn't matter if you're leaking mercury out in outer space, right? Wild Arm says, you're a great host, Jim. Thanks for all your interactive responses. I wish all streamers would try and learn from you. Well, I do my best. I don't know. I don't know if I'm that great at it because, like I said, I'm growing. I'm trying to just be interactive, talk to people, and do the best I can. Some people tell me I do it too much, that it kind of cuts down on the amount of super tips and chats and stuff I get. Super tips and super chats or whatever and the different things, but I don't know. Constant Excel has been brought up for interstellar travel. That's what I'm wondering if they'll use that. They worked on the stuff and they got rid of it. Like I think in the 60s and 50s and 60s and stuff like the 70s, they know it works, but it's toxic. Like they wanted to use them to launch stuff in outer space and then and to like power satellites and stuff. But never heard of that, but there's solar sails and ion thruster things. Yeah, that stuff too. Jim is doing it his way. I did it my way. So I think our party has to go through, and it's going to be healthy. It's something we haven't done since the 92 election cycle. It's a battle over what we believe in. Bets on tards believing the Mari are real oceans, and we plan on polluting them. Yeah. Oh, ColecoVision Adam was cool. Your neighbor had one? Yeah. Shapiro was asked by Dana Bash what message he took from this, and the commie Mandami, whom Bash described as far left and democratic socialist, are commies. They want to seize the means of production. They want to seize people's houses and give them. That's communism. Those races are in individual districts, not in the whole state. I think you'll see very different looking congressional races and certainly different Democrat candidates here in Pennsylvania. Nate, as always, Kelly J, what's up? Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Going up or down in space is hard. Yes, yes. With love. Mhm. Takes a lot of energy. Yeah. Pennsylvania Democrats said candidates will generally activate enthusiasm, will have to show they can govern. I think it's important. Our people who make a lot of noise who are engaging in these performative politics have to figure out how to deliver results. Fetterman unleashed on dirtbag wing of Dems. Yes. Fetterman's not happy. Shapiro said campaign rhetoric was not enough when voters start feeling the pressures of economic insecurity. Shapiro is a Democrat dinosaur. The asteroid wave has not reached him yet. Dems don't want Jews. Yes, he's going to take a big hit. That's why they didn't pick him to be the vice president. Just saying. It's one thing to speak of platitudes. It's a whole other thing to actually deliver it. When asked about Chevalier, Shapiro said voters in her district made the choice. Now they got to live with it. She's not someone I would agree with. Yeah, not someone anyone would agree with. Yeah, so. So it says Chevalier defeated Espelette with the projector is the winner with more than 86% of the votes counted. She had 49.4 to 45.9. Well, why? If it's only 86% counted, why did they call it at that point? 270 degrees on the moon, steam power. I don't know. Do I think we should ever have a dual citizenship president? No. I don't see how it's possible. How could you possibly have a dual citizen president? You have to be a natural born American. You have to be born on American soil to be a president, right? Natural born American citizen. Well, you know what? Actually, no, you could be someone born in like on a Navy base, or you could be born to American parents overseas or something. So I guess it's possible. Clego Adam was great. My neighbor had one. I had a Timex Sinclair. On the sunny side, it is. Yeah, but the moon spins so slow. So when you're dark, it's going to be dark for quite a while. It would be ice cold, right? When there's no sunshine on it because there's no atmosphere. So the dark side is really, really cold unless you go underground, maybe. I don't know. So the district, upper parts of Manhattan and Harlem and parts of the Bronx. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Democratic Socialists of America member was one of Mandumy's endorsed candidates. Her CAN website includes priorities abolishing ICE, babies, not bombs, Medicare for all, housing for all, quality education, fighting corporate greed. Wow. Push back on criticism or past social media posts saying the focus should be on district's future. My opponents want to live in the past like all the shit I said last week. I'm going to live in the future about how I'm going to steal shit from you. They picked Tampon Tim so they could bury billions into theft. Well, a Chinese tourist can give birth to a kid and move back to China. Yeah, but I think they have to live in the United States for a certain number of years. They have to live on U.S. soil for a certain number of years before they can run. They can't just move and run. The radiation exposure alone makes me think it would have to be done during a low sunspot cycle. I'm hearing something. I don't know what it is. So I think we as a party need to find our way towards candidates that actually deliver for people. Wow. I bet you $1, Jim. A new amendment for citizenship can't pass, but dual citizen or natural born president eligibility one can. Probably. Yeah, can the Chinese give birth to kids on the moon, and are they guaranteed moonlings? I don't know. Hey, look at that. CF Rob for 2 for more Bella treats. Thank you. Wow, I thought we were going to hit Bellavision fast. The donations were coming in fast in the beginning of the show, and then they just died off. That means we're 57 away from a first additional hour and just 7 away from Bellavision. Hearing rambunctious children. Is that what you're hearing? Okay. There's Sylvie for 5. Thank you so much, Sylvie. That means right now we're just $2 away from Bellavision and just 52 away from adding an hour. Thank you so much. I think we need a party to find a candidate that can actually deliver for the people. Well, that's not a bad idea. More treats for Bella. Thank you. She likes treats. She likes them a lot. We got this story, which was very interesting. Yeah, nuclear is better, like thorium reactors or such. There's different ways they could do stuff. They have to do something. So Hamas dissolves Gaza government amid ceasefire. Wow, that's strange. The Hamas terrorist group said Monday it's dissolved its government in Gaza and is preparing to transfer power to a technical committee backed by the United Nations. Wow, a technical committee backed by the United Nations. That's crazy. I'm just checking to make sure there wasn't nothing came in on Cash App and PayPal. Hamas did not say what it planned to take the crucial step of disarming and handing over security to an international force, but described its decision as evidence of commitment to the Gazan reconstruction after years of war. It's unclear if the move announced by a lower-level official will lead to any meaningful change on the ground. Board of Peace, the new entity led by President Trump with the mandate of governing and ruling Gaza, said it was aware of Hamas's announcement, but said it would assess the impact based on actions, not promises. The board stressed in a statement on X that the Technocratic Committee must control all weapons in Gaza, as laid out in the ceasefire agreement. Hey, Rule, what's up, man? How you doing? Great to see you. We're only $2 away from television. I can't believe it. All employees working in service positions are state employees are fully prepared to work under the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza. It's a positive step toward the path to implement the ceasefire deal. Israel dismissed the announcement as irrelevant. Why would they dismiss the announcement as irrelevant? The alleged resignation of Hamas government, where all of Hamas members stay in their positions, is spin that has no significance. Oh, well, they're not resigning. I don't know. The Committee of Technocrats, which is based in Cairo, is chaired by Ali Shaft, a Gaza-born engineer and former official with the Palestinian Authority. It has a mandate to restore essential services and oversee civilian affairs under supervision of the UN. Hey, look at that. You got a gift of membership from American Dreamers. So that means we do have Bella Vision activated now for the evening. And that means we are now just $46 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. And the way it works, guys, you know, as long as I'm still going, if the money comes in, we extend it. So we're 46 away from adding a first additional hour. Thank you so much, American Dreamer, for the gifted membership. Good Logic is here. Is he? Oh, he got the membership? No, he's probably he's yeah, Good Logic got the membership. There you go. Welcome to the JimTellsYou, Joe. Hey, Joe. What's up, Joe? Awesome. Awesome to know. That's awesome, Bellavision. Yeah. Got a little over, about a half hour or so. Good Logic received the membership. Good for him, but he's even in the stream. He's probably not even here. The YouTube doesn't do it by who's here. They just do random number of subscribers. So 9 months after ceasefire was signed, negotiations between Israel and Hamas remain largely deadlocked over the implementation of the second phase. Hamas insisted on implementing the first phase before moving to discuss weapons. The October 7th attack led by Hamas terrorists sparked a war, killed some 1,200 people in Israel, saw 251 people taken hostage. Israel strikes have lessened considerably since the ceasefire took effect. The Israeli military said it targeted a Hamas operative in Gaza City from Islamic Jihad and from attacks in Khan Yunis. So militants have carried out shooting attacks against Israeli troops in Gaza, and 5 Israeli soldiers have been killed since the ceasefire. That's interesting. But, I think anything is good news is good news. Same thing reported here. Hamas dissolves government. It's a symbolic move ahead of eventual transfer of power to the NCAG. Arab news is the same thing. Hamas announces dissolution of Gaza governing body. I mean, that's good. Same thing from the AP. Hamas dissolves its government, transfer power to the UN-backed committee. So that's good. The border peace, yes. All right. Basically the same story. All right. We're going to jump to the next story, but before we do, I want to show you guys gas prices, oil prices today, 68.82. So they've been a little up and down today. But the average of the day range was between 68.59 and 68.91. So they're like right there, like barely moving at all at the $68 mark. But we're almost towards the low end of the 52-week range there. We're closer to the low end than we are the high end. We're basically like almost half of where it was at the high. So not bad. Not bad. I wish Hamas would dissolve themselves. Yes. In acid. Excellent. All right. And then on that, we're talking about like terrorists. Look at this. Blue states have higher electricity costs and net zero policies are to blame. So, yeah, you wonder why, like California, Illinois, New York, Minnesota, Oregon, Washington, Northeast, Northwest, the states have higher electricity prices. It's because of their policies. And it sounds like a strange thing, almost like adding legitimacy. Yeah, just hit the like button and subscribe. It doesn't cost nothing. Don't cost nothing. Yes. Wow. Both my grandkids are very upset out there fighting with their mother. I can hear them. Everything is expensive here because of new scum. Yes. It's very, very expensive. Wow. Please hit the like button. Oh, wait. No. Wrong button. I hit the wrong button myself. Here's a story. Blue states have higher electricity costs. Who knew Fetterman would be smartest Democrat? Check PayPal. Okay. Thank you. Hey, look at that. Thank you so much, Christine. Got a 20 from Christine. That means right now we are 26 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Thank you so much. And then we got 23 from Lisa Day. Thank you so much, Lisa Day. That means right now we are just $3 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Look at how that works. Wow. 2 donations and we're bang, bang, boom. We're right there. $3 away. Thunderdome at Jim's. Yes, it's crazy. The Democrats' corruption is allowed in electrical companies. It sure is. It surely is. How do we become a member? We are using our phones and there's no join indicator. It's like on it's right there. It should be right there on if you hit like a $sign or something, it'll tell you to become a member, I think. Kim Randy. On your phone, it's right there on like the $sign. Everything is expensive because of Fed, World Bank, and fiat currency. Yes, it's terrible. Everything is super expensive. It's the fiat currency screwing us all. Thank you for stopping by, Kim Randy. Thank you so much. Proponents of renewable energy often claim that wind and solar are the cheapest forms of energy that'll drive down electricity rates. However, electricity costs continue to rise faster than inflation with no sign of the trend reversing, even as the amount of wind and solar generation grows in the grid. Last year, Always On Energy Research an Institute for Energy Research, completed an analysis of electricity rates and found that residents of blue states see higher electricity bills than those of red states. Using data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the analysis found that 86% of states with electricity prices above the national average voted for Democrat presidential nominee in 2020 and 2024. By contrast, 80% of the 10 states with the lowest energy prices voted for the Republican candidate in those same elections. That's odd. In that analysis, researchers highlighted 5 states to illustrate that the common factor between high electricity rates, blue states, were that they tended to adopt stricter renewable energy requirements and climate policies. That's the thing. And they do all these things, and they force you to do this stuff that doesn't work, and it's more expensive, and it causes a problem. Researchers are now taking a deep dive into the other 45 states, and they released the first batch of the 13 original colonies on the 4th of July. There you go. Go, Lisa Day. Mine was donated. We want to have a one-stop shop where people can get kind of a feel for what the energy mix in their state, what policies are being implemented, and what the impact of the policies are, and what they're paying for. In the original report, researchers wrote that the spotlight narratives on policies impacting electricity rates in California, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, and New York. Narratives compared to red states and blue states showing the red states with lower electricity rates lacked renewable portfolio standards, zero emission targets, net metering, and other climate policies impacting electricity rates. While blue states had higher electricity rates, the picture gets more complicated than just 2 figures. States such as Oregon and Washington, which are deep blue states, have lower electricity rates owing to the large amount of hydroelectric power available in the region. New report, Blue States' High Rates, shows a deeper dive, allowing readers to easily compare rates and policies across the states. Sarah Montalbano, Ricardo Montalban, well, it's Sarah Montalbano, energy policy analyst at Always On, told Just the News that it gets wonky about the subject, but they wanted to present things in a way that's easy for the layman to understand. We have a perspective, but the ingredients are right there for the label for people. So they look at electricity providers, net zero pledges. Utilities earn more profit when they spend more money, and these pledges increase utility profits by incentivizing them to build larger portfolios of new infrastructure that would otherwise be necessary if reliability and affordability rather than emission reductions were the primary goal. Map shows the kind of subtle distinctions in the price of electricity for each of these states. Basic information on states' average electricity rates, its ranking among states is available. With the midterms approaching, concerns about affordability will be near the top of voters' priorities. Stevens said this will make electricity rates a national concern. Thinks voters will start looking closer at the relationship between state policies and their utility bills. Well, they should. They should start paying attention. All politics are local. U.S. electricity prices rose 27% from January 2021 to 2025. Now, I could tell everybody why. You know why our electricity rates rose 21%, 27% at that time from January 2021 to January 2025? This little thing called the Ukraine war. And everybody's selling everything to Europe, all the LNG and the different stuff that we did, the sanctions on other oil. Yeah, that's why. The natural gas that powers all our peaker plants, we started selling it all around the world. So it drove up costs for the entire U.S. The prices paid for cubic, whatever it's called, like a cubic meter, whatever it is, cubic ton, I don't know what it is, of gas. I think it's cubic tons or something. I don't know what's better than CBU. I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, whatever the prices are in. And the prices haven't come back down. No, they haven't. No, they haven't come back down. Yeah, so under the Federal Power Act, states have exclusive authority over generation portfolios, citing retail prices and everything else. America deserves transparency and information on how states' decisions directly affect their wallets. Yes, thank you for supporting the show. Yeah, ushering China into the one world Illuminati banking and economic system was just another pawn of the Rothschilds chessboard. So the political green energy issues are taking our money regardless of making a difference. Who knew? Oh, yeah. It's always about taking it. It's always about money and control. Always. I mean, why are these people like, why would Soros, all right? Why would Soros decide to buy 18 lots on Martha's Vineyard on the ocean if the oceans were rising this much? Why is Obama on the ocean? Why are all these people buying oceanfront property if it was really going to be this thing that they're claiming? That makes zero sense. That makes absolutely zero sense. 0 cents. 0 cents. Hey, look at that. Look at there, folks.
Tactical assessment. Red Chinese victory. Impossible. America will never fall to communist invasion. Communism is the very definition of failure.
Thank you so much, Finch, for the 3. That means, folks, we got an extra hour. That means right now we are just $100 away from adding a second additional hour of the show. Thank you all so much for being so generous tonight. Ukraine war, compliments of Victoria Newell and Obama, Biden, and the others. That's right. Yes, thank you, Finch. Thank you so much. All right. That's very interesting. Let me do this. Move this over here. What? Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Oh, damn it. All right. Hold on. I got to move a couple tabs. Sorry. Moving tabs. This will take a second. I hate when I have to reorganize my tabs in the middle of the show like this. All right. So that's why our energy prices are super high. What happened here? Tanker hit off of Oman, no casualties, light damage. Uh-oh, that's not good. That's not good. Oil prices should be going up then, but I don't see anything happening on oil prices. Unless they've got it figured in. It's possible they got it figured in at this point. Yes, thank you, Finch. You know what doesn't make sense is Congress and illegals don't need vaccinated, but the rest of us were horrible for not taking it. Yeah, that's always been crazy. So let's see here. We got this story out of Sweden. Now, this is good news, right? As long as you don't drop any tabs. No, I didn't drop any tabs. I had to move them over. So, loser is reporting Mitch is indeed brain dead. I think Loomer, maybe. He had a heart attack and he was in the hospital. No, I don't know. We haven't heard anything. It's been 2 weeks. I think he's been in the hospital for like 2 weeks. So now at least refugee rapists can now be deported after Sweden petitions the UN for a change in guidance. Why would the UN have any say over them deporting refugee rapists? I mean, that just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. This makes no sense to me. I thought for sure the dumb rats were going to swap affordability to livability. I think it didn't test well, so they scrapped it. Yeah, about an hour ago. Wow. Well, I don't put it past them. So an Eritrean refugee was not deported after raping a 16-year-old girl because UN guidance said offense did not meet the threshold of a particular serious crime. So they didn't think a rape was a serious crime. Fear is distributed through mass media, education, and pseudoscientists to distract the public from revolting against one world communist elite global system. Scary. That's scary. That is scary. That is scary. Sweden has secured changes to the United Nations refugee guidance after a controversial court ruling had allowed an Eritrean migrant convicted of raping a 16-year-old girl to remain in the country. The offense had been deemed not sufficiently serious enough to allow for a revocation of his refugee protections. Wow. 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 That is insane. The change now gives guidance that rape is an offense great enough to allow nations to remove a refugee who's guilty of that offense. Swedish Migration Minister Johan Forsell announced that the UN High Commissioner for Refugees has agreed to revise its guidelines following pressure from the Swedish government. They must be part of the UN refugee program. That's what I'm thinking it has to be. So they have to probably have to be like, you know, must be something. Wait, I thought I got that one. Wow. 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 I got some stuff going on here. Why does a sovereign nation need permission from the UN to do anything? Because it's some kind of agreement. Like they could just do it anyway. I don't know. So yes, that's like the refugee plan. Yeah. Who is winning? The kids or the mom? I don't know. It sounds like it's an even fight so far. I think their kids are putting up a good fight. Anyone that came up with voted for or supported the decision should be so they can tell us it's not that serious. Yes, I agree. Man, I don't Gundam. It sounds like it's a pretty even match right now. You good? I'm good. I don't know if they're good. It sounds like it's serious stuff going on out there. Someone's getting yelled at for being on the table, telling this other one to get ready for bed. One screaming. I mean, it's a 3.5-year-old and almost a 2-year-old. So I need to remind my wife again that she forgot to get me a solid door for my studio. Yeah, it's usually not. Yeah, Bella's like, I'm not here. Yeah, Bella's sleeping right through it. This is nothing. The moves followed widespread outrage over the case involving the 18-year-old Eritrean national who was convicted of raping a 16-year-old girl on a subway in the fall of 2024. Whoa. Swedish appeals court sentenced the man to 3 years in prison. 3 years in prison? How about 30 years in prison? This is ridiculous. 3 years in prison for raping someone. Wow. Wow. It wasn't a particularly serious crime. Wow. It's changed its guidelines. Oh, yeah. Rape is now serious. Okay. Palestinians are permanent refugees no matter where they end up because of the UN program. I know, and I don't like it. They should be considered permanent refuse. Gundam's dropping links like crazy. Oh, no. It's happened. Sweden made the UN update their guidelines. Should this be true? The question is to why no other countries have requested a change from the UN. Yeah, why no other country wanted to change that rape wasn't allowed? Like every other country was cool with rape? Had to be Sweden? This shouldn't have taken decades. No, this should have been something that was done right away. It's crazy. Society of St. Pius X's priest stands defiant against Pope Leo excommunication. A future pope will welcome us back. What? What's going on here? What's this all about? Popes come and go. We have reported how the leftist pope, through his holy office, had the highly controversial Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez, a Pope Francis holdover, has excommunicated the members of the conservative Society of St. Pius X. They were declared schismatic after 4 bishops were ordained without Pope Leo's approval. But if anyone thought they'd bow their heads and submit, think again. Break, the Vatican excommunicates bishops from a breakaway group of traditionalist Catholics that consecrated them without Pope Leo's consent. Oh, well. Wasn't Sweden once described as a neutral country? No, Switzerland. Switzerland's a neutral country. Switzerland. Grown adults dressed up in sports jerseys, comic book heroes, and posing nude on OnlyFans. Social media explains our nation's downfall. Yeah. Don't give Obama the UN the power over America for something. Seems Obama did sign some law or something. He tried to give them something, but it wasn't ratified by the Senate. I got a real blood pressure one I'm holding back. Oh, my neighbors spent $26,000 on fireworks. I think they lit them all. Wow. A priest from the Catholic splinter sect that was excommunicated earlier this week told worshipers that the breakaway group will be welcomed back to the church under a different pope. There will one day be another pope who opens the door and welcomes us back, just like Pope Benedict.
Just as we were thrown out, figuratively speaking, so one day there will one day be another pope who opens the door and welcomes us back, just like Pope Benedict. I am convinced that there will be another pope like him who will give tradition its rightful place again. Of course, we'd like that to happen tomorrow. We are and we want to remain entirely Catholic, deeply Roman, and in childlike faithfulness connected with the Holy See. Nothing that happened on July 1st was intended to establish a parallel church or to break with Rome. On the contrary, it was precisely out of love for the church and the Pope that these ordinations were carried out in order to look after the salvation of souls.
Wurden diese Bischofsweihen vollzogen, für das Heil der Seele Sorge zu tragen.
This is actually the second time that the group clashed with the Vatican. In the late 80s, its founder consecrated 4 bishops without the approval of Pope John Paul II, leading to those involved to be excommunicated. But in 2009, Pope Benedict lifted the judgment. I'm convinced there'll be another pope like him who will give tradition its rightful place again. Of course, we'd like it to happen tomorrow. Nothing that happened on July 1st was intended to establish a parallel church or break with Rome. It was precisely out of love for the church and the Pope that these ordinations were carried out in order to look after the salvation of the souls. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi said if we don't have legal image, it's going to pick the oranges. No concept of reality. Well, her hubby's in trouble again. Yeah, he's got some issues. Thank you. Thank you so much. Independence Day rant. Toxic Queen Dodo Jasmine lectures America owes everything to black women. Now, this was in the intro. I did play it in the intro. 4th of July, I say celebrate black women because, you know, they built everything. They invented everything. So here we go. I hope does have the music.
This 4th of July, I say celebrate a black woman that you know, because whether it's an invention that she made or whether it's the very democracy that still hangs by a thread right now, there is a black woman to thank for her contributions. When it comes to answering the question of what America owes black women, the answer is everything. When we think about the sacrifices that black women have made from the moment that we were stolen from our homelands and transported into this country.
What inventions is she alluding to? Exactly. What inventions is she alluding to? We wouldn't be nothing without black women. Yes, I am thankful for Aunt Jemima. I had some pancakes this morning. Oh, buddy. That Aunt Jemima syrup with those pancakes. Buttermilk, Aunt Jemima buttermilk, complete pancake mix. Man, that's some good stuff. I personally don't just use water with the buttermilk complete. I actually put egg and oil and milk in there, and it extra special, extra good. Mm-hmm. Black people invented Air, Jim. Well, Air Jordans, right? Who's hiring this imbecile after retirement Congress? She'll probably end up working for like Ben Crump or something. She's a lawyer. That idiot is a lawyer. Yeah. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. The bird hand, yeah. Biblically, gossip is a sin, yet it's the foundation of all entertainment and mass media. That bed desk changed my life. Oh, okay. She should go back. Back in time. Back in time. Mexican national sentenced after smuggling children into the U.S. with THC-laced candy to keep them sedated. Wow. There's a word. There's a word I want to use. Starts with wood, ends in chipper. You can't use a computer to get an ID, but it invented everything. Speaking of Nancy Pelosi lunacy, a while back she tried to claim abortion was in line with the Catholic Church. She was excommunicated for that. I thought she was, wasn't she? I thought the wokester got rid of Aunt Jemima logo because it was racist. It's Aunt Jemima Pearl Millie now. Yes, but I still call it Aunt Jemima. I still call it Aunt Jemima because it's always going to be Aunt Jemima to me. I wish they just put Aunt Jemima on the bottle instead of Pearl Milling. Yeah. It's always Aunt Jemima to me. This is the blood pressure post. Okay. All right. We'll get to that one. I forgot to reset the goal. What do you know? I forgot to reset the goal on YouTube. We'll do that. We'll do that right now. So I'm going to reset the goal on YouTube right now for another hour. So roughly an hour from now. 1 hour. We are currently 100 away from a second hour. There we go. Banga, banga, boinga, bogo. All right. 10 yellow super chats. It could be anything. I'll add them up. I add them all up no matter what they come in as. USA needs a goal. Everybody pray. Yes, we do. Hey, Jim, you had one job. I know. I had one job. I didn't do it. Aunt Jemima was a very successful businesswoman. Yeah. Well, I did it now. So smuggling unaccompanied children to the country, pretending to her parents, and then lying to U.S. immigration officials shows a length with which criminals like this will smuggle children across the goal. Reclaiming my goal time. Yes. There you go. We have an hour to go. A 35-year-old Mexican national has been sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. Why only 5 years? After admitting to participating in a child smuggling operation that brought unaccompanied minors into the United States, at times using THC-laced candy to sedate the children. Yeah, it should be more than 5 years. It really should. Children as young as 5 years old. The black characters from products were eliminated because racist and shit. Now only whites are on the labels. You can't make this up. Yeah, it's crazy, right? They didn't get rid of the guy from the Quaker Oats, right? They got rid of Aunt Jemima. They got rid of Uncle Ben. They got rid of the Land O'Lakes Indian lady. Why? Why allowed to live? That's a good question. It really is. According to the Department of Justice, Manuel Valenzuela was sentenced after pleading guilty to conspiracy to transport illegal aliens, 3 counts of bringing illegal aliens into the United States for financial gain, and 1 count of aiding and abetting. Hey, we got a train of thought. We got a raid from Train of Thought. Thank you so much, Train of Thought. Thank you so much. Train of Thought has rated the stream. Thank you. If you're new here, please help them Raiders. Yeah, welcome Raiders. Hit the like and follow. Definitely. Aren't they making a death penalty in Florida? Yes. Jim, the Quaker Oat guy, was a slave owner. Oh, so they were able to keep him on the thing because he was a slave owner? That's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. It shouldn't be that way. Yes, welcome Raiders. So federal prosecutors say Valenzuela was part of an alien smuggling organization that transported aliens and unaccompanied children between the ages of 5 and 13 from Ciudad Juarez. Is it Ciudad or is it? Hey, King of Biltong, how you doing tonight? Great to see you. Thanks for being here. If you guys don't know, King of Biltong is an awesome dude. He makes biltong, and it's really good for you. It tastes great. It's made in the USA. And if you use promo code Jim, all right, if you order yourself some meat from King of Biltong at www.biltongusa.com and use code Jim, you'll save 10% on checkout. And they have 8-ounce bags. They make excellent gifts. They also have larger bags, different things. They have Angus Wagyu. They have drawers and casabasa sausage. And they have, what's it called? Like a peri-peri, which is a little spicy, kind of spicy. Then they have ghost pepper and reaper pepper, which is really spicy. Then they have a bunch of other stuff you can get there. They have like gifts, snacks, like candies, cakes, cookies, biscuits, from all around, chips from all around the world, different things. But all the biltong is all 100% USA made with USA beef, Angus, and Wagyu, right in the USA, made in Texas, shipped right to your door, fresh. They're all natural, 50% protein. Get some today. Use promo code Jim to save 10%. www.biltongusa.com. Just in and out. Well, thank you. Oh, and look at that. King of Biltong gifted us a membership there. B Job Secure got a gifted membership. She got the clap from King of Biltong. Got the membership. Thank you so much. So that means, folks, we are now just $95 away from adding a second additional hour to the show. Thank you so much. Yes, get your premium biltong. Use promo code Jim. That's right. Oh, thank you. The man depreciated on cream of wheat packages for over a century was real life chef. And I forget. Oh, they took him off too. The cream of wheat guy. Did they take him off the cream of wheat? Wow. Oh man, that ain't good. I eat cream of wheat. I've eaten cream of wheat since I was a little boy. Love it. Love cream of wheat. They tried to change the Cracker Barrel logo, but didn't end well for them. I thought the Quakers were the abolitionists. Well, the Quakers were, but the Quaker Oat guy was not a Quaker. I don't know. I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit. Rumble Clap can only be transmitted through unprotected chat. Unprotected chat, best chat. Yes. Court records state the smugglers would cross through ports of entry representing fraudulent or borrowed U.S. identity documents, falsely claiming the documents belonged to the children, that the smugglers were their parents. After entering the U.S., the children were transported to El Paso. According to prosecutors, the smugglers sometimes gave children candy infused with THC to keep them sedated. During one smuggling attempt, one child became ill and was taken to the hospital. When doctors diagnosed the child with THC poisoning, federal agents recovered THC gummies during an inspection at the port of entry. DOJ released surveillance images showing Valenzuela entering the United States shortly before one of the attempted child smuggling operations. Needing to sedate the children with THC under the guise of giving them candy shows how heinous crimes like these are. Cream of wheat with a pat of butter, brown sugar, and milk. Yum, yum. Yes. Take my kids home. Have an awesome evening. Well, have a great weekend. Have a good evening. Have a great week. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you for everything. These deletion of product cards are a distraction to keep you unaware of the elite power structure, slave owners, the call constituents. Yes, it's all about that. I like a little Hershey syrup in mine. What I like to do is put a little Hershey syrup in it, little chocolate, and then I get toast. And I butter the toast, and then you put the cream of wheat on toast and eat it. It is a delicacy. Cream of wheat on toast. I don't know. Love it. Yeah, they take the black people off the packages that represent black people, and they want to say we don't appreciate the black people. It's crazy. Till that person on the Quaker Oats container is not William Penn. It's a fictional character named Larry. How can a fictional character create in 1877 and own slaves? I don't know. It's a fantasy world. He had slaves to pick his oats. To show the whites how racist they are, they stay in the labels and the blacks are taken out. Indice to the left. Yeah. You thought you were the only chocolate cream of wheat guy? No, I love it, man. I love it. Oh, what's up, buddy? What? I don't want to play. I'm working though right now. Can you shut the door, please?
I don't know who's gonna play with me.
Where's Mama?
And they're trying.
Why is she crying?
I don't know why she wants to be with mom, but she's a bad mom.
No. She's not. Come on. Go by Mama.
I don't know what she's not. I asked her to play with me, so who's playing?
I'll be right there. You want chocolate cream away too, like Farina and Little Rascals? You got to go soon. You got a mod for Quelvic. Yeah. Try it if you've never had chocolate cream of wheat on buttered toast. Like take it and scoop it up with the buttered toast and eat it. Oh my God, is it good? It's so good. So smuggling unaccompanied children into the country, pretending to be their parents, and then lying to immigration officials shows the lengths which criminals like to go to smuggle children across the border. They moved Aunt Jemima out of the syrup aisle and moved in Captain Crunch. Yeah. Sounds like the kids won. Yeah, it does, right? I hope Mom is okay. I'm sure she's okay. Let's see if she texted me. No, she didn't text me. Go take a look and see what's going on. I will in 1 second. Acting special agent in charge of Homeland Security called it reprehensible and cruel. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. I will be right back. I'll let you guys stare at Bella for a second. I'll be right back. Go see what's going on with the kids. All right. Mitch McConnell passed away. Mom is crying. Yeah, I got to go see what's going on. I'll be right back. Ugh. All righty. Oh. Oh. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Is that a 2-dog, a cow, or a horse? That's a whatever. So, been checking, no confirmation if he's dead. Looney Loomer. All right. Man, I wish I could sleep like Bella. That's one of our last dogs. Grab your margarita quick. Yeah. Still no evidence that Miss McConnell passed. Mitch is alive. Jim is shoeless. Yes, Jim is shoeless. They locked mom in the closet. No, she's having like a rough time trying to deal with 2 young kids. So I'm glad I'm the grandfather. It's all good. Everything's good. She's all right. It's okay. Everything's all right. All right, let's go to the next story here. BJ's roof collapse traps shoppers inside at New Jersey store as rescue crews search damaged building. Wow. This is a crazy video. I saw this earlier. I was like, this is nuts. Look at this. Just water and everything pouring in. It's nuts, right? That's just crazy. Imagine being in a store and this happening. No, the roof just collapsed. The roof just collapsed. The roof came crashing in. It's a BJ's like superstore, one of them things, a big warehouse stores. The roof just collapsed. So it's like insane. A large emergency response was triggered in Monmouth County, New Jersey on Monday after a partial roof collapse. BJ's, the universe taunts me. Yeah, it's a BJ's superstore. That's crazy. It is. It's nuts, right? What did his little boy say? Are you talking about my grandson? Clean up on aisle, all of them. Yeah, they forgot to check and clear the roof drainage. That's what it seems like, probably. That's what it seems like. They, roof drains were clogged with like debris and stuff.
Looking veteran that you saw right behind those ladies who were singing, 104 years old. We all almost fell off of our chairs last night.
What is going on? Just after 11:15 a.m. local time, emergency personnel rushed to the BJ's wholesale. Too much rain. Well, too much rain, it looks like, and maybe like the roof. BJ's will always leave you with a small when you leave. Too bad. All you social media organized for the common good, vote for all levels of government to get the republic intended by our founders. Definitely. Definitely. American dreamers' minds in the gutter. What? Oh, okay. Now I get it. All right. A small. I think the joke is over my head. So authorities confirmed the shocking video shows unsuspected shoppers looking at grocery items second before the roof collapse, sending a large amount of water gushing into the businesses. It happened near your house at a Target, but at night forgot to open the roof drain pipe after heavy rain closed for half a year. Wow. Authorities confirmed 27 people were inside the building at the time of the incident. No injuries were reported. It looks just like water, like a lot of water damage. 2 people were partially entrapped in debris, but managed to free themselves and safely escape the building. Emergency teams deployed specialized rescue units to ensure the building was clear, conducting primary and secondary searches. Wow.
What's going on?
Holy shit. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. Look at all the water.
This is bull.
I wonder if it's... Don't look for me in the tricky aisle. I wonder if this is the sprinkler system doing all the water, though. How much of it sounds like water coming out of pipes. So I bet you the sprinklers are just pumping water out. You must have had a.
Close the store down.
I wonder how much of like, you got to be careful too, because all the refrigeration units, depending on the type of refrigeration, some of the stuff could be flammable. They have a flammable gas and stuff in the refrigeration. Some of the refrigeration units now, they use like butane, stuff like that, different type of thing. All this stuff is nasty to smell too. So if those units came tumbling off the roof, I don't know if that's where those were. Looks like the roof caved in. Yeah, the roof caved in. That's what happened. The roof caved in. Close the store before people run in and start to loot. I mean, they probably should just give this stuff away. It'd be the best thing to do, because it's all pretty much garbage now. Let just people take it. But I don't know. Maybe they can't. Stuff might be contaminated or whatever. But yeah, that would be the thing to do, is just start, basically have it opened up. Just give it away to people. Come take what you want. Have the people work there. Just start bringing it to the front and just trying to like sell it, discount it, do something. I don't know. The way to go. The sheriff's office interior drone searched the structurally compromised building. Sheriff's Sean Golden praised the first responders. So I guess this is the drone footage. This is the drone footage. Not a very good camera. No. We got the communist mayor in Seattle is silent amid protests over human dumping ground ahead of the U.S. World Cup match. It's the deep state sewage dwellers getting people used to tsunami. Could be. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yeah. Cans are all right. Yeah, probably. Yeah, canned goods probably all right, but a lot of stuff's going to have to go. Like anything got wet. The rise of socialism takes heat. Yes.
I keep seeing the same recurring types of crime. I see homeless encampments being moved around. It's been really tough, and we're not seeing any real good solutions.
Well, thank you, Paul. If you guys don't know, Paul's got a channel. It's called Paul Cotier 5077. He has a show. A video. It's like a live stream, just showing like what's it called, bird feeders and stuff like that, and weather and everything. It's just a nice little channel. If you want to relax at night, you want something to watch and just got to put you to sleep, type of thing, or relax. Check it out. Good guy. Check out his channel. Sub up to him. It's right there, Paul Cotier 5077. How you doing, Paul?
We have a new mayor in the city. I'm hoping she's going to step up and do something different than the last mayor, and it just hasn't happened yet.
They're all a little worried about what this current administration will bring. I think it all goes to the experience of what does the average business owner or person in the neighborhoods are able to see. Do we feel safer?
And to all those who opposed my election and are skeptical of my leadership.
Katie Wilson, a first-time candidate with no political background.
I'm very aware that there is anxiety and fear in some circles. Standing up to Trump.
Seattle, where you have a liberal/communist mayor.
I say tough luck.
Does not have any experience.
A new era of leadership. I say this is your city too. As a progressive and as a socialist, I believe in good governance.
We've cleared hundreds of thousands of pounds of trash through this beautiful area. It is the #1 viewpoint
for Seattle's downtown, and it's been completely destroyed by drug addiction. My name is Andrea Suarez. My title is founder and executive director of We Heart Seattle. In one afternoon, we picked up several hundred pieces of foil in the off-leash dog park, near the children's playgrounds and the memorials and the pagoda that's over here as well. Every one of these foils, you know, was a pill. It could have been a potential overdose. You can see there's needles as well. And oftentimes we'll find that the drugs are still rolled up in the foil and they get dropped. And we've had several hundred cases of overdoses and poisoning of infants and dogs. King County Behavioral Health is now handing out paperwork on how to reverse an overdose of your dog. That's how bad it is. That's how prevalent this is in our shared spaces.
There are new questions tonight after a homeless encampment in West Seattle was swept, despite Mayor Katie Wilson's promise to take a different approach.
I'm talking to people around the city, and they know. They say, okay, there's an encampment in my park. I don't like it. The city's going to sweep it next week, and I know they're going to be back the week after. So what we're doing now is not working.
The city's policy for at least a decade has been to spend.
Hey, the dumb show is ready. Thank you, dumb show. Thank you for rating the stream.
That is the policy of the current mayoral administration. It is the policy of mayoral administrations going back to at least 2017 in this city. So I would ask people whether or not you feel that the policies with respect to criminalizing homelessness are working. I'm Washington State Representative Sean Scott, and I represent the 43rd Legislative District in the Washington State House of Representatives. If you're somebody who's paid attention to Seattle and the work that has been done over the years to try to house some of our houseless neighbors, I think what you understand very clearly is that criminalizing houselessness is a recipe for continued ineffectiveness on this issue.
Thank you. Welcome to the JimTellsYou.
You can't jail your way out of this either. True. But arrest just means stop. It just means stop the cycle. Give them just a chance to think about tomorrow.
Yeah, just a chance to think about tomorrow. I'm worried about the dogs. What are they doing to them dogs?
Compassion without accountability is not loving or empowering. We are prolonging human suffering, and there's nothing compassionate about trapping a person in their cycle of addiction.
We need to have a compassionate response. And so I believe that we are successful to the extent that we go in that direction. You know, and I'm not asking you to believe me on this question. I'm asking you to actually believe the Chamber of Commerce funded study that indicated in 2018 that in order for the King County area to effectively address houselessness in our state and in our county, we would have to spend something like $400 million annually for about a decade. I believe that were we to go in the direction of fully funding those kinds of services, housing services, social services, we would see a dramatic reduction in rates of houselessness. And so that's something that we have to get serious about in our state.
People on the street that are doing fentanyl.
They just want to give houses to drug addicts. I wonder what would happen if you give a house to a drug addict. What do you think would happen? They would fuck everything up in the house. They'd steal everything out of it they could to sell to get drugs. Yeah, it would be an issue. Check out the Don't Unfriend Me show, the dumb show. Don't Unfriend Me. Share the love. That's right. Check out the Don't Unfriend Me show. Check it out. I know of no one strung out on heroin that can hold down a job. No, or that you could trust to actually take care of a house. You know, they burn it down, probably burn the house down, rip the copper out. They do it, everything. My state basically legalized all drugs. You can get needles and everything right from a vending machine. It's open air use. That's fucking brutal, man. That's brutal. Yeah. Hey, good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, check it out. Bella's here, just chilling. Don't get a dog if you're going to make him a crackhead. Exactly. Yeah. Look at my dog. She just lays there.
And doing drugs and harming other people and harming businesses, they have to get treatment.
Oh, you live in massive two shits, huh? I know. I heard of that place. It's a massive two shits.
So allowing them to live on the street and harass and create this whole atmosphere for us, just isn't working. Personally, I don't want to lose everything because I'm stubborn, but I am stubborn and I'm trying to make this change with them, not against them. I'm like, help us get these people off the street.
The Seattle City Council gave the green light to Mayor Katie Wilson's plan for rapidly expanding tiny home villages to help people get off the streets. The council will give her $5 million in funding. Councilmember Dan Strauss supports Wilson's plan, but also says it doesn't go far enough to address long-term needs of people living on the street.
We need 24/7 case management, and we need shelter that meets people's needs that are heavily addicted or have a severe mental illness. We've
Mitch has been brain dead for quite a while. I mean, it's been pretty obvious. Mitch McConnell has been brain dead for quite a while, so I don't know what's really changed. He's yes. At least the guy makes it easy to identify himself by using the word houseless. Yeah, definitely. If you live in a big city, look at this, trackdoc.com. Okay. Oh, we know what happens to houses given in South California. They destroy it, move out, and the city sells it for a couple million. Yeah. McConnell had a stroke. I heard he had a heart attack. They found him unresponsive on the floor, and then 3 days later, his wife was in Beijing meeting with the vice president or vice premier of the CCP. So that's odd.
Rock bottom. By services, by free housing for life, tiny houses, hotels, allowing tenting in parks. Nobody wants to hear that treatment before housing is the path out. Even if you have housing, you're not treating the drug addiction, and the drug addiction is what is rooting and intrinsically connected citywide with the crime that you're seeing. The high utilizer, they're in and out of jail more often than anybody else. They are in and out of the hospital more than anybody else, trying to stay clean and sober. They still got to figure out how they're paying rent. So we're rewarding and subsidizing and funding addiction enablement.
Yes, totally. CJ's 58 said, in from the dumb show, the only thing that they worry about is tomorrow is the next fix. It's a shame the city let this happen. Thank God I'm in a red state. Yeah, well, it happens in a lot of places. You know, it's been really bad in several blue cities. Seattle's really bad. Portland, Philadelphia is like lost. Chicago's bad. New York, LA, San Francisco. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Memphis is in a red state. It's bad there. Louisville, bad. Nashville, kind of bad. Chicago, really bad. Milwaukee, pretty bad. Look at Minnesota's St. Paul. Minneapolis, St. Paul's bad. Do we have enough Republicans? I don't know. I don't know if there are enough true conservative like America. We need America first, MAGA people. That's what we need. People that want to make America great again. The problem is we've got a whole bunch of people that don't like America, that think America sucks and is evil. So how can you want America to be great if you think it sucks and is evil? You can't. There's plenty of 6x8 housing. Yeah, there is. There's plenty. Can we hold votes without him? Oh, yeah, there's 53. There's plenty. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. If he's out, the Kentucky governor gets to appoint a senator, and he's a Democrat. But Kentucky changed their law so that the state legislature gives him the choice, gives him 3 choices to pick from. So the legislatures, which is all controlled by Republicans, is going to pick 3 Republicans for him to pick from. And he's got to pick one of those 3 people. So there'll be a Republican to replace Mitch McConnell quick, fast, and in a hurry. So he won't be gone that long. He croaks if she comes back with a CCC passport. We know what is up. Yeah. Well, if she comes back with a CCC passport, she should immediately be arrested. If they allow her in at all. We had 13 shot, 5 dead, 4th of July. A statey dragged across a bridge from illegal. Wow. In Boston? Oh, in Boston. I don't know what happened. Like Massachusetts elected a Republican governor, Mitt Romney, so I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think if we got rid of all the illegal aliens and all the fraud, you would see vastly, vastly different voting patterns. Vastly different. It's not just shameful. It's criminal. Yeah. I know of no Republican or American first person that hates America. Exactly. Doesn't exist. I know the manager of a brand new apartment building that is all rent subsidized. Some pay as low as $15 a month in a nice new studio apartment. Several heavily damaged after just a few months and leaving. leaving the stoves on, needles around on the ground, fentanyl, meth, contamination, constant police calls, stabbings, prostitutions, all in a couple months. Wow. Subsidized by a church. Wow. I was shocked to see Sharp's disposal units at the airport in Chicago, like we have that many diabetics. Ray Costello says fiat currencies have failed totally throughout history. No one voted for it. Congress didn't ratify it. Yet we allow these elites to control our currency. Yeah, well, the Supreme Court just kind of green-lighted all that when they said the Fed is different. It's special. The president can't do anything about the Fed. If Mitch was dead, Trump will be the first to tell us. Anyone checked Truth Social lately? Republicans need to grow a pair. Yeah. Mayor Kate Wilson plans to build 1,000 new units for homeless. Wow. Chinatown.
My name is Tanya Wu. I am a small business owner here in the Chinatown International District.
Chinatown, next to
this. Housing in this area. I wear many hats. I also run a public safety organization. We're all worried about this current administration with the new mayor. Are we going to go back to a lot of failed policies that got us here? It's tough.
Yes, I'm a fellow Chicagoan. I grew up on the south side, 79th, Pulaski, that area. Went to Bogan. Brother St. Bogan. If he's conscious, the same person would quit. He has the south side Chicago accent. Well, thank you. Thank you. I've been trying to keep it. Lewiston, Maine elected a smelly mayor. Yeah, they like smellies. What are you going to do?
When high school kids have to see drug use and death, so we are in a soda-soaked zone here. Someone has a history of violence, is found to be in this area, has committed a misdemeanor, then they are forced to stay out of this area. This is a brand new administration that just came in this year. New city attorney says she's not prosecuting any of those cases.
So you've lived through the transition from former Mayor Bruce Harrell to Mayor Katie Wilson. Is there any differences you've noticed in the city leadership?
No, not a single one. And that's disheartening. I hope this new mayor can flip the script and get something changed, but I don't see any signs that it's going to be different.
We're asking our leadership, like, what is your plan for people who will never take a tiny house, who will never even take an apartment? Because they don't even want to ever have to get ID. These are people that want to be off the grid, do their drugs, be left alone, and they're doing it in plain sight on a sidewalk. There's just nobody has an answer.
Wow. Nobody has an answer. Wow. The rise of socialism takes effect. So Don says, I knew it. Great hot dog stand. Well, my mom, a 63rd and Central, has the same accent. 63rd and Central right there is, that's Midway right there. There's a bar in the corner, right on the corner of Midway. Totally north side, normal speak. Yeah. A lot of good hot dog stands. Man, people don't realize the hot dogs, Chicago hot dogs, man, so good. Pizza, super good. Not the deep dish, but good pizza. Everything. Gyros. Everything. Everything's food in Chicago is just fantastic. I think my parents for not letting me grow up in Baltimore. Balmer accent. Balmerese. Supreme Court is made up of humans like Trump with families who are disposable as JFK, RFK, and Caesar. Yes. So the socialist mayor is facing protests ahead of the World Cup match in her city as members of the Chinese and Vietnamese communities are accusing her of abandoning their neighborhood. There's a Portillo's that opened up here in Atlanta. Love it. Yeah, Portillo's is good, but it's not as good as it used to be. Ever since they went real commercial, when they first started out before like 15, 20 years ago, they were very local. And it was a lot better. But like if you're ever in Chicago, Johnny's Beef in Elmwood Park has the best beef and sausage sandwich you're ever going to have. It's amazing. You can't get any better, and it's all homemade. It's a family joint, if you know what I mean. It's great. The best around. Yep, around the block from Midway. Yeah, it's called that was called what's it called? Not there's a specific name for that area over there. It's like all the houses over there were built after World War II. A lot of them and they're like like small house, like single level. I don't know. Anyway, they don't offer tamales anymore from Portillo's. Johnny's is the fantastic. Katie doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. Up until this gig, her mommy was still paying her bills. Yeah. Johnny's is great. Johnny's is the best, man. Oof. Can't get any better than Johnny's. Like people's like to put the Al's beef or like Bona beef or Mr. Beef. Like, no, Johnny's can't get any better. And they're cheap too. All cash, though. One organizer went so far to accuse a progressive of treating Chinatown as a human dumping ground. Seattle hosted the World Cup's biggest matches, including today's Belgium-USA match. The business owners in Little Saigon say their neighborhoods are missing out on the economic benefits due to safety concerns, leading people to avoid the area. Business owners are reporting a significant decline in foot traffic despite being less than a mile from Lumen Field. They also have a tavern-style place that just opened up a couple blocks from you. It's great. Really. I love tavern-style pizza. Like Nick and Vito's, Vito and Nick's, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic. Baracco's, same family. They're Vito and Nick Baracco. Great pizza. There's a place called Palermo's on 95th Street. It's also there's one on 63rd. Fantastic. There's a place called Salerno's on Western, and it's also in Berwyn. A lot of good places. Oh my God, I could go on. And then they got like the what's it called the burrito places on 63rd, the burrito places on Archer, El Faro on 35th Street, and then Nuevo Leon over on 18th Street. Fantastic tacos. At one rally, Gary Lee, a CID advocate, said no microphone. Wilson claims to be an advocate for marginalized communities, but all she did was turn CID into a human dumping ground, and we've had it. In an interview, when I look at the TV, I see the waterfront is jam-packed. When I go to Chinatown, it's dead. I hate to say it, but it feels like a ghost town. Well, all these people, and they just basically kept them away from Chinatown. When CID residents venting their frustrations, we've definitely seen like a lot of energy that was put trying to make sure that the visitors are coming, that they're venturing out of the downtown corridor. Said that crime and disorder issues in the CID have gone unaddressed for too long. We'll continue working with the CID community to address concerns. A former city council member, Tanya Wu, said many businesses are seeing a 10 to 20 cent decline in sales. Wu called on community members to join her walking to the stadium, personally invite fans to eat, shop, and experience the China International District. I mean, maybe they don't want Chinese food. Think about that. Maybe that's the problem. Where's the dog? There she is. Another post. Wu wrote that the Chinese district should be benefiting from FIFA World Cup, not left behind. Your brother likes Lou Malnati's when we go through Chicago. Last time I had him go to Vito's when we had a layover in Midway. Yeah. I don't like Lou Malnati's. I really don't. Like if you want to, like if I was going to get, honestly, if you're going to get a deep dish pizza in Chicago, the only places I would go is either like Pizzeria Uno or Pizzeria Duo, or believe it or not, Nancy's or Giordano's or Geno's. Geno's, if you want, like they have like the sausage patty and the whole top is just sausage. That's good. I think that's Geno's East or Geno's. I don't know if that's Geno's or Geno's East. That's a sausage patty on top. But I like Giordano's. I think is really good. In China, they just call it food. Yeah. Trump floats a restraining order against Italy's Meloni during the NATO summit. Nancy's good. You don't. Yeah, I don't like Lou's or Connie's. I don't like Connie's pizza either. I didn't even think Gino's East does the sausage patty. Yeah, they're all good. But Giordano's makes really good regular. Like it's not like super. It's not like a. They don't. It's not a cracker crust. It's not like a. It's not like a tavern style. It's not super thin tavern like Vito and Nick and Vito's. But it's like a regular, like a thin crust, like same thing like a Palermo's. It's like a hand tossed almost. Giordano's, really good. Why do I not have a notification for Joe? I don't know. Joe said his show was going to be late at like 11:30 or something. Joe said a late show. Why is he on? He said it was going to be a late show. I believe Joe said his show's going to be late tonight, like 11:30. I don't even see it listed. I don't see it listed. He might not have scheduled it yet. I don't know. 11:30. Yeah. Connie's is a Chicago Domino's chain. Yeah, yummy. I have so many recommendations on the north side. I'm not a great foodie. There was a place on like right off of Irving Park in Damon called like the Brick House. That was awesome for barbecue. They have like was it like a pulled pork mac and cheese, burnt end mac and cheese. It was really good and stuff like that. Really good. A couple other places like I don't know, some of the Chinese food places in Chicago are fantastic Chinese food. The egg rolls. Oh my God, I gotta go for some. Anyway, so Trump floats a restraining order for Meloni during a NATO summit in the latest social media burn of the former ally. Look at that. It's never a good idea to get in a social media fight with Trump. U.S. president posted most humiliating social media burn so far in his spat with Prime Minister Meloni. As we've been reporting here on TGP, Trump felt betrayed by Meloni because of her refusal to join U.S. strikes on Iran. Just heard Laura Loomer is saying, according to sources, Mitch McConnell's brain dead, possibly still on life support. You think they're closed now? Oh, man. That's too bad. Now the president posted an image of Meloni trying to charm him to capture a restraining order needed. Trump's latest dig at the Italian prime minister with whom he forged a warm bond before the recent diplomatic fallout. Trump suggesting he might need legal protection from the predatory Meloni. I don't know. I thought Elon was going to take care of it. I thought Elon was looking to knock her up or something. Meloni's top ministers sought to contain the fallout from her escalating feud with Trump after he shared a social media meme attacking her. We are convinced that the transatlantic relationship go far beyond individual statements. We won't comment on these things anymore. Oh, look, she looks angry. Trump saying, "Get out of here, you crazy broad." Trump nukes Georgia Meloni in blistering response. Yeah, so, whatever. Trump likes to say and do the things that, it is what it is, what it is. Wow. We're almost out of time here. We got 12 minutes left on a goal. We're not even close. Well, ICE arrests 10,000 illegal aliens across the U.S. in 5-day span. A sharp surge in Trump's deportation push. Yay! Can we say yay? Can we say yay? We can say yay, right? We can say yay. We can say yay, yo, yay, yo. Moon doesn't rotate. Oh, it does. It does. It spins at the same speed as, yay, it's the same speed as the Earth. So there goes the Democrat votes. Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrested 10,000 people over a 5-day stretch at the end of June, a massive surge for the agency carrying out President Trump's mass deportation agenda. We need more. We need 10,000 a day. That's what I'm saying. We need 10,000 a day, every day. 10,000 a day. This works out to 2,000 arrests per day. I would say we got to add a few more, zeros on anything. Yeah, it's like that meme with Matthew McConaughey. Those are rookie numbers. We need to pump those up. ICE arrests 10,000 people over a 5-day period. If ICE continues at this clip, it would mean 2 million deportations by the time Trump leaves office. It means to be 20 million. 20 million. The 5-day period, arrest figures obtained for a person familiar with the data spoke on anonymity. The agency shifted its approach. Instead of high-profile arrest sweeps, ICE moved to quieter methods. The crackdown on individual cities may have cooled, but the arrests are still surging. Leave my husband alone, Melania Trump says. Yes. 500 and massive 2 shits alone. Female police officers are hired to give guy cops something to eat besides donuts. Uh-oh. Most of the female police officers just eat something else. Mitch should have left a note resigning if he was ever unconscious for more than a day. Every senator should do that. Yeah. It's not clear where the arrest took place. The spike was reported by the New York Times. Since day one, DHS has been delivering on President Trump's promise to arrest and deport criminal illegal aliens. They're all criminal illegal aliens. If they're here illegally, they're all criminals. Our message is clear. If you come to our country illegally, we will find you. We will arrest you. We will deport you. Yes, all of them. The arrest news comes as the number of people entering ICE detention has climbed to 39,000 in June. That's a jump in the number had been hovering around 30,000 per month. ICE doesn't publicly release arrest data, which makes exact comparisons difficult. Should be millions. Good logic. We have a late start tonight, 11:30. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to still be going, so I'm going to have to send everybody somewhere else when I go. Maybe over to Cynic's channel. Trump says Walmart price cuts is the answer to lower costs for Americans. Could be. That could be the answer. Could be. It could be the answer. Could be. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, is it really Walmart? Is it really Walmart? Is that the answer? Is Walmart the answer to our prayers? Is that really the answer to our prayers? Could be. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, who never knows? No one will ever know. President Trump on Monday highlighted Walmart price cuts as his administration seeks to show progress in one of his biggest priorities, cutting costs for American consumers. Yes, he wants to make your life easier, lowering prices for you. That's what he wants to do. He's working hard, bring prices down. Unlike Biden, who worked hard to bring prices up. That's all Biden did was inflate prices, print money, inflate prices. And Walmart is closer to being the solution than Amazon is. Well, could be. So one of his critics' favorite attack points, lowering the cost of everyday goods that are still facing elevated prices. Trump said Walmart agreed to reduce prices on a range of products, including ground beef, after his administration requested that major retailers help provide affordability relief as part of efforts tied to the nation's 250th anniversary. He urged other companies to follow the retailer's lead, arguing that the move would benefit millions of Americans who rely on the nation's largest retailer. The White House said Walmart's price reductions came after the administration's request and were part of a broader effort to mark the nation's 250th anniversary to help lower costs for consumers. Didn't I just fucking read that same statement? Are they repeating the same shit? Walmart later confirmed it would lower the prices on select products across its stores, including meat, produce, beverages, and other consumer goods, with ground beef among the items receiving reductions. The announcement comes as Trump faces continued criticism from demon rats and other opponents who argue Americans remain burdened by high prices, that some administration policies have contributed to affordability challenges. Well, the fuel cost challenges is the problem. And critics have repeatedly pointed to inflation, tariffs, and the administration's handling of the war in Iran as issues they say have made the cost of living more difficult for American families. Well, it hasn't helped. I mean, fuel costs are the most important problem. Everything gets transported in the U.S. by basically by truck. So diesel costs affect everything. Opponents have argued that Iran conflict has added uncertainty to global markets, including disruptions involving oil supplies and shipping routes, which could increase costs for gasoline, transportation, and other goods. Energy analysts have said the conflicts affecting major oil-producing regions can place upward pressure on crude prices and create broader economic risk, particularly through fuel and transportation costs. The White House has pushed back on those arguments, saying Trump's policies are focused on lowering costs, expanding American energy production, strengthening the economy, while protecting U.S. national security interests, including preventing Iran from ever obtaining a nuclear weapon. Trump has repeatedly argued that the administration inherited an economic weighed down by inflation, which it was. We had inflation up in the 20% range with Biden. 20% inflation. The affordability debate has become one of the most politically significant issues facing the administration, with grocery prices serving as a key measure for voters judging the economy. And did you see they busted a bunch of people? They busted egg producers for price fixing. And so the egg producers had to settle, giving like 53 million eggs or something like that, or 55 million eggs or 55 million dozen eggs or some crazy number, along with like millions and billions of dollars. Well, beef producers, turkey, chicken, and other stuff, packers, they busted them all, man, for price fixing. Wall Street Journal has reported that retailers have warned tariffs could create additional cost pressures, with companies facing higher expenses tied to imported goods and supply chains. Hey, thank you, American Dreamer. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Time all week, I should be here. Trump's latest push with Walmart places major retailers at the center of a broader political battle over the economy. Opponents saying that tariffs and global conflicts and other decisions make it a problem. Well, we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. And then also another good news, Trump administration rolls back dozens of gun regulations. Well, that's good. That's what I call good news. Good news. The gospel means good news. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, Bella, be quiet. You'll get to go out in a few minutes. We're almost done. Well, look at that. That's a Glock 18 with that thing. They're saying a 17, but that's a Glock 18. It's got the switch built into the side. That's not a Glock. That's a Glock 18. The Trump administration is rolling back dozens of gun regulations, according to a new report. The move protects law-abiding Americans from previous laws that took away basic freedoms. Critics say it's weakening public safety. A bunch of dorks. More guns, less crime. That's what I say. For years, the gun control crowd has been treated every restriction on law-abiding Americans as a matter of life and death. The Biden regulations kept stacking up. Now the Trump administration is unwinding them. It's exactly what we voted for. That's right. You're going to roll back the tide. Dozens of gun regulations, according to the new report. Move protects law-abiding Americans from previous laws that took away basic freedoms. That's it. That's all you got on the story. That's it. That's all you got. Oh, it says a Muslim teen filmed himself stabbing a Jew in Switzerland. Wow. That don't sound good. We don't want that happening. We don't want that happening. Oh. Stoned Pennsylvania dad charged with murder after leaving a 14-year-old daughter to die in a hot car. Oh my God. This is terrible. Pennsylvania father's been charged with third-degree murder after leaving his 14-month-old daughter inside a hot SUV for hours while he worked, with investigators saying the active ingredient marijuana found in his blood followed the child's death. Wow. Daniel Moist of Northampton County is charged with third-degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, endangering the welfare of a child, reckless endangering after leaving the child unattended in a vehicle. According to prosecutors, Moist dropped off her 7-year-old daughter at a sports camp around 9 a.m. before he was scheduled to take his 14-month-old to daycare. Instead, investigators allege Moy stopped at a gas station for driving to work, arriving shortly before 10 a.m. Prosecutors say he remained inside his office until 2:30 when he briefly returned to his vehicle to relax before going back inside. Northampton County District Attorney said the SUV was parked in an unshaded lot with temperatures climbed into the 90s. It had a rearview mirror when he closed the door. Child's mother reportedly called Moy shortly after 4 p.m. after arriving at daycare, discovering the daughter has not been dropped off. He returned to the Ford, found a toddler unresponsive in the rear-facing car seat, began driving to the hospital. The girl was pronounced dead at the scene. Police found a vaping device at the scene where subsequent drug tests indicated active ingredients of marijuana in his bloodstream. Prosecutors have not alleged that marijuana impairment directly led to the child's death. He's released after posting a $500,000 bail. Wow. Wow. Well, thanks everyone for being here. Have a great night. Yeah. Unfortunately, well, we'll do one more. Muslim teen filmed himself stabbing Orthodox Jew in Switzerland. Well, is Switzerland going to stay neutral is the question. Muslim teen in Switzerland filmed himself stabbing an Orthodox Jew in Zurich. The teen was 15 at the time of the attack and wished to die as a martyr. He faces 1 year in prison, despite being charged with multiple counts of attempted murder. He stabbed a man 17 times. Swiss Muslim teenager accused of stabbing Orthodox Jew 17 times planned a larger attack. Juvenile court in Zurich sentenced him to 17 to 1 year in prison. Wow. But due to his age, the maximum sentence they can impose is 1 year. So you can just kill people in Switzerland and only get a year if you're under 17? During the hearing, the judge sought to understand how the defendant became a supporter of the Islamic State. He said no comment. Wow. He wanted to die as a martyr. Someone should give him read your message after you're offline. Okay. Whatever that means. All right. I want to thank everybody who was here. Please remind everybody to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to send you over to Cynic and Ruby. So if you want to go check out some stuff, I might pop in there. We'll see what happens if they're still going. Maybe I'll pop in there and see what goes. Thank you, everybody. Come back tomorrow, 7 o'clock for Jim to tell you the news, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Be there or be square.